Welcome back to TDE. Today we are talking briefly about my week in Yu-Gi-Oh! We got special guest Will on the show. We are discussing Will's aversion to modern Yu-Gi-Oh! But also his openness to discovering new things and what he loves about Yu-Gi-Oh!
You can only hate things you love.
Exactly. Loving means that you've hated hard enough before. Maybe it's the opposite. I don't know. No one's ever said that. Anyways, like the video, subscribe, and let's get into it. Welcome back to the TDE pod. We got Will in the building. Now, many people don't know Will, but you may have heard of Will before because we've talked about Will on the podcast. I think the episodes that Stefan and Dan were on, you came up as like our friend who like rejects modernity.
Rejects modernity.
Exactly. Embrace tradition. So Will's a friend of mine. We know each other. I think we were just friends at first. Like most people I've met through like a shared hobby, which it became that after.
It was kind of 3 or 4 people that we knew in tandem that just pushed us together. And then we were like, oh, hey, this guy's cool.
Yeah.
Friends. And then you reinvigorated the hobby within me.
Yes. Yeah. So both like Yu-Gi-Oh! And then we played a fair amount of like role-playing games together.
Associated D&D-esque.
Yeah. But never actually D&D, maybe once.
Have we not done actual D&D? Oh, you talked about doing the campaign that I run, but you didn't actually join.
Yeah. Did you play in a Russia's game? No, right?
I
think you were out of town.
I was. I joined it for one session, but I don't think it was the same time that you were.
Yeah. So we've never actually played D&D. Just everything else.
That's how it goes now. There's just so many good ones now.
Yeah. Most recently, Daggerheart, which people may know. But anyways, Yu-Gi-Oh is one of those.
Yes, absolutely.
And when I first started getting back into the game about a year and a half-ish ago, it was with you, Dan, and Stefan.
Yes, I was slightly late to the party, but I was there too.
Yeah, so it was like the first night I met Dan and Stefan. I think I've told this story before in the podcast, but it was like we were at Dan's house, and somehow Gundam came up. Yeah. So he showed me his Gundam.
What a coincidence. Yeah. Daniel's house and Gundam comes up? Yeah.
So he showed me his office with all his models. I was like, oh shit, I have a bunch too. And then as we were exiting, I saw the box. It was like a rarity collection box. And I was like,
hey.
He was like, oh, no. I'm like, no, dude, it's okay.
You're
Me
safe
too.
Here. Yeah.
So then, and then, we needed a 4th guy. And you're like, I've played before.
Sure, yeah.
I have cards still. Usually we start off the show with our weeks in Yu-Gi-Oh! So before we dive into what will be our main topic here, which will be me grilling Will about being a boomer.
Absolutely. Not actually, I promise.
I'll briefly touch on mine. For people, go check out, by the time you're hearing this, Matt's ES4 is live. It was a banger. Charles in the winner's seat. So go check out that one. And also special guest Andres is on Matt's ES this week. So go check that out. I played a little bit this week. I played Thursday at Matt's ES. By the time you're seeing this, if you don't want spoilers, skip ahead 15 seconds. I went 2-1. Didn't make it on camera. I lost round 1. And then I played 2 mirror matches that I was able to win. So that was pretty cool.
Winning a mirror match is the peak performance.
Yeah. Well, it feels that way. Sometimes it's just like I rolled better than you on the dice.
Absolutely.
But other times you're like, I earned this.
Yeah.
I'm the best. Yeah. Then I played on Friday. Friday was weird because it was the last true version of the current format, because there's a ban list that's in effect at the time of our recording today.
Oh, okay.
So recording this on Monday night, the ban list just went into effect this morning.
Okay, very cool.
But also on Sunday, it was the sneak peek release event. And so that means the new cards that are coming out in Wednesday's set are legal if you pull them in your sneak peek packs.
Oh,
or you can buy a box. So
that's smart. That's just good marketing.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
But so you have the two things in tandem. You have, this is the last day you can play these cards that are now about to be banned or limited or whatever, and you can play these new cards. So there's certain combinations of cards that will never be playable again.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but Friday was slightly before that, and it was the last time where there was no new cards, there was no bans. It was just the same format I've been playing in for the last, whatever it's been, 3 months to 8 months kind of thing, right? And so I wanted to win really bad. I was like, I want to put my stamp on this era, because you won't know this, but I've been killing it. Up until like pretty recently, I was winning tournaments like often. I was going one loss often, and I was like, I was in my zone.
But one loss, dude. How good could you be?
I know, right? Yeah. And it would always be in the finals.
That's funny. That's rough.
Fucking brutal. Yeah, dude. There's a whole podcast episode of me just being sick and depressed. I fucking suck at this game, man. But yeah, so then I wanted to end it off on a high note, but I won the first 2 rounds, and then I'm going for first place in the final. I play against a card is banned now today,
yeah.
and I fucking lose hard to it because it like just eats my deck alive in a deck that will like no longer exist competitively.
Yeah. This was its last chance.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we were both on the same wavelength, and he just, he had it. So that was funny because it was like, I am an X1 player, whatever.
Then I played on Sunday. Exciting and tough week.
Yeah. It got worse. It got much worse. So, out of the 6 games I played, I won 4, lost 2, which is okay. It's not good enough, but it's okay. I go on Sunday, and Sunday I'm hype because it's like I have access to all the good cards in my deck still before they're limited, and I get these new cards too.
Yeah, you've integrated
and I
them
already had acquired some of these new cards.
Okay.
Through means I cannot discuss. And well, it sounds a lot more sketchy than it really is. I'm just not allowed to talk
Fell
about
off
it.
a truck.
Yeah. I found them outside somewhere. And so I was like, I have the best deck in the room by far, because my deck that I'm playing is currently considered one of like the top 3.
Yeah.
And then after the ban list, after the new support, is like, this deck is probably the best.
Okay, yeah. It's moving up.
Yes, or at least going to be the most popular. And I'm like, I'm going to be the only guy who has these new cards. And I still have the old cards too.
Yeah.
So this is like a flash in the pan. Like, it means nothing. Winning on this Sunday means nothing.
Coming in with a loaded gun.
Yes. But there is prizing.
Oh.
And so I'm like,
okay.
I'm gonna go off. Like, I'm gonna perform so well. But what I didn't know is that I would go out the night before with you.
Yes, that's true.
And Andres and Raid and a couple other buddies.
Oh yeah, Sunday. That does track.
Yes. And it got pretty messed up on Saturday night. So, dude,
I don't know whose fault that could have been.
No, probably not mine. But anyway, at one point, did I tell you this? At one point, I tipped the bartender 200%.
Yes. Yeah, you did tell me this.
That was a tough one.
When we went up for the next drink, he just like gave me. He was like, all right, guys.
Calm it down.
Yeah.
I went to hit 20 and click 0 twice, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah, as you do.
Anyway, so it's been a while since, not that I've been hungover. I've been hungover in recent history, but that I've tried to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Super hungover. And, my brain was just not working. Like, I would zone out, and the guy would be like, does it resolve? I'd be like, yeah. And then I'd look at my hand and be like,
oh, no.
No.
Yeah.
But it's too late, and I don't want to be that guy.
Of course, yeah.
But there's a lot of that. So I won my first match. I lost the second one to Jackson. Fucking Jackson. And then I still have a chance at being top 4, and top 4 gets prizing.
Okay.
And my next game, game 3, I should win. I've in both games, like 1 and 3 or 2 and 3, whatever it was, I put myself in a winning position.
Yeah.
I took game 1. So it was game 1 and 3. I was like really in a winning position. Even game 2 at a certain point. And I just wasn't thinking straight. Mm-hmm. I just like wasn't considering something. And so our game ends up what should technically be counted as a double game loss.
Yeah.
But like gentleman's agreement is kind of like, before the time runs out, let's roll dice, and whoever gets it gets it. Like,
oh, sure. Yeah.
Instead of us both losing, like one of us will take an artificial win. And so I lose that dice roll too. And then that cues me into this deck that like I just didn't bother preparing for because I'm like, no one's going to be playing
I won't see
this.
it. I'm going to do great.
Yeah, they're going to fizzle out and be at the bottom tables and I won't have to deal with it. And here I am at the bottom tables having to deal with it. My deck has no outs to it.
Yeah.
So then I lose that one too. So now I'm 1 win, 3 losses. And I'm like, I want to go home.
Just spiraling.
And then I win my final match too, but
Oh,
it was pretty rough, like, because everyone was on the same wavelength to me of like, holy fuck, your deck's like on crack right now, and I'm like,
you're like,
yeah, dude,
and I'm not doing it.
And I am fucking not, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like I smoked crack last night. But yeah, that was my week in Yu-Gi-Oh. But a new format is upon the game, the competitive like meta game, and it's very interesting. And this kind of transitions into our main topic because since I started playing the game again, I've had maybe 3 or 4 experiences where I feel like this is what it felt like when I was a kid. Like this feels like playground Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay.
So one of them was like a buddy of ours who's like a card vendor. He purchased like a bunch, like 2 cases of a set. So a case is 12 boxes, a box is 24 packs, and he got 2 of those.
Hell yeah.
Because it was like a high value set. Yeah. And so the night he opened them, we were hosting a Matthias. Mm-hmm. And he came over after and he was like, all right, guys, what do you need?
Oh, that's cool as hell.
So, and it was a rarity collection.
Yeah.
So we had access to like all the high rarity stuff and just like, yo, pass me that box of like collector's rares. And like, okay, I guess I'll get this.
Wow, it just works.
It was like kids in the candy store. So we finished our tournament at like 11 and we're here till like 1 a.m. just like, oh, sick. Diamond Bellstar comes as collector's rare, you know? So it was awesome. That was one of those moments where it was like, oh, we're all just kids.
Yeah.
Then there was the draft night we did when we made the cube.
Yes, the cube.
We did like the draft format, and it was like the power level of these decks feels as though it's like playground Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes, where it's like this doesn't work together.
Yes,
but nothing works together. So
find a way to make it work, kind of thing. Or like when we played domain format, where it was very like, this isn't real. It's silly and funny, and but it's also like, you know, we're playing the game kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I think, were you here that time I won with the deck that was all dice rolls and coin flips?
No, but I did hear about it.
Yeah.
I do love that concept.
Yeah. I crammed every single card into a 60 card pile, all one-ofs. And for anyone who doesn't know domain format, you get like a deck master that you always have access to. So a lot of people just pick like the best 1-card combos in the game.
Naturally. Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to pick a card that searches a card that rolls a dice.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that was fun. And I ended up winning with a burn strategy or something.
I didn't know you actually won with it. That's cool.
Yeah. I brought out the fucking dice tower that I made for D&D.
Yes.
And I'll be like, flip a trap card and fucking. Oh, it was awesome. But then the most recent one was on Sunday because it was the pre-release. So again, you get by paying for entry, you get 5 packs of the new set. So it's the first time you like really get your hands on these new cards.
Yeah, you don't know them.
Yes. Yeah. And there's an element of like, there's hype around certain cards, and if you pull well, you're like, holy shit, I'm up.
Ooh, yeah.
Like some of these cards are like $150 a piece, right?
Ooh, yeah.
The cards I was looking for, they were like $90 a piece, and I needed 4. There was 4 cards I needed.
Okay.
And there was like 7 that would have been nice to have.
Okay.
So you can also buy a box.
Yeah.
But there's a limited amount.
Naturally.
Again, like you said, great marketing because like, well, I'm here.
Well, what am I going to do? I want the 7. I need the 4.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I might as well. Mm-hmm. And if I pull a $150 card, then that pays for like 1.5 of the ones I need.
The trap of the card game market.
Exactly. And it really is.
That's gambling.
But I did end up pulling pretty well.
There we go. Sometimes you win.
Because I got there early because I'm like, if other people pull the card, I'll just buy it off of them.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Oh, yeah.
So a couple people did, and they were like, nah, I don't know. Like, I might hold on to it. And I'm like, okay. So I bought a box
for myself. It's going to go up, man. I promise. It's an investment.
I pulled the 2 worst secret rares. So each box only has 2 secret rares.
Yeah.
I pulled the 2 worst ones. Like probably
financially
the lowest.
Or mechanically?
Both.
Like, lovely.
They'll probably be fine cards for anyone wondering. It's like the Topologic new Link 5 and the Dark Lord Fusion. So like they're not the worst. I think the Dark Lord Fusion's like $20.
Okay.
Topologic might be like 10, 20.
Well, that's not 150.
Yeah. No, it's certainly not. Yeah. And it doesn't cover the cost of my $90 box. But I did end up pulling a Starlight, which was with $150.
Hey, there you go.
To the right buyer.
Yeah.
So a guy came up to me and was like, I'm not going to give you $150 for it, but I'm like, what do you want? Yeah. I said, make me an offer. And he's like, I don't know. I said, did you pull a fall into the white dragon? I said, yeah, I did. I said, you want to trade? He was like, all right. So my card I traded him probably had higher value than his.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't fucking care. Like, I don't want this card at all.
And that's, like you say, that's back to schoolyard.
Exactly.
That's true trading.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't care if my Exodia is worth more than your foiled, destroyed Dark Magician. I want it.
I would love if in an event like that, the part of your brain keeping track of the money, everyone in the room, I wish it was all off.
Yeah.
And then when you walk out, sure, it'll come back on. But for that moment.
But you got it because it's, and that's the thing too, is like the reason why the cards are high value is because everybody wants them.
Naturally. Yeah.
So, but then there's an element of like, well, my deck doesn't necessarily play that card, even though I recognize it's good and it'll be good to have if I play a different deck.
Yeah.
But if I pull it, would I sell it or would I just hold it? Because if I pull it, I only have to buy 2.
Am I committed enough to build a deck around this one good card I pulled?
Exactly.
Which I've done.
Yes, exactly, dude. With Ragnarika, yeah. That's funny too. Yeah. What are your first packs when we got you back into the game? You're like,
arguably the first pack I had opened in like 10 years.
Yeah. Probably even more. Like,
how old am I? Yeah, 10, 15.
Dude, yeah. Like, and you pull a QCR at the time.
Yeah.
There's no more QCRs now. I don't know if you know this.
Oh, makes sense. Of course.
They've defaulted Starlight Rare.
Okay.
Which is similar, but QCR has like a gold hue. Yeah. And Starlights are more like silver.
Okay.
And they don't have the stamp, obviously. That says 25th anniversary or whatever. But yeah, anyways. So I pulled kind of like an equivalent of what you pulled that day.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, all of this to say, and then, so I get a box. I got there early. I got a box.
Yeah.
Raid shows up. And I'm like, you need a box? He's like, no. Andre shows up. He's like, yeah, I'm getting a box.
Yeah.
And Raid was like, well, fuck, I'll get a box.
I got it.
And then Sam came in and he was like, we're getting boxes?
Yeah.
Fuck. I was like, dude, there's 2 left. He's like, okay, I'll get a box. I think maybe even Charles got a box. Dallas got a box.
Boxes.
Yeah, dude. So our whole like team, every one of us who showed up got a box. Yeah. My boy John got a box. We were going off.
Yeah.
And we pulled well enough that it was just like, yo, here, man, I know you need the secret. Like, don't worry about it. Or like, here, you take this one. And like, we'll figure it out if we need to figure it out.
Yeah,
but like,
if
we all got the cards.
If anybody walks out of here unhappy, they'll let someone else know and make it work.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. But then because of that, I was able to get the 7 cards that I needed.
Yes. Okay. Good.
So I maybe spent $50 actually buying cards from people.
Yeah.
Then like 90 on the box. So like 140-ish.
Okay.
And I was able to cover my ground.
In today's day and age, that's the same price as a night out. So
exactly.
That tracks.
Especially if you're tipping 200%.
Especially.
But yeah. But there was a moment where we're all opening our boxes, sitting at the table, and you know that smell.
Yeah.
That Yu-Gi-Oh card smell. And it hasn't smelled, like I was saying to these guys, they're looking at me crazy, but Yu-Gi-Oh cards haven't smelt that way to me in a while.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't know what it is, different packaging or what have you, but these ones had that signature, like, oh, that smells
the aroma.
Like when you like have a tin in your basement for 10 years and you open it and you're like,
oh, I'm very familiar with that.
Yeah. And it smelled like that, and I was like, holy fuck, this is like I feel like a kid again. We're like, what did you pull? You know? So then that's why I thought of you.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, now in the community, we use the term Yugi-boomer, which is derogatory.
Of course.
But it doesn't have to be. So, like, you're aware there's, like, alternate formats of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes, yeah.
You can play...
I know of, like, 2 or 3.
Okay.
But I have not engaged with how they evolve over the time. Like, it's mostly just you sending me something like, hey, this is a format you might like. I probably would. And then I end up not playing it. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I guess recently there's Genesis, which I thought might pique your interest. Yeah. But the thing with Yu-Gi-Oh! In general that I've come to find is it doesn't fucking matter which format you're playing in. There's always a meta game.
Yeah.
And a lot of what we're about to do here, you and I, is me making an assumption, and then I'm putting the burden on you to either confirm or correct me on whether or not it's accurate.
I will shoulder these burdens.
Okay. I'm sworn. So my assumption is you reject meta as a concept.
Yeah, even beyond Yu-Gi-Oh,
Yes.
like in growing up with fighting games and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
If someone tells me this is the character that's the best, then I will go home that night and practice against that character at the highest level
Yes.
CPU so that I can beat it
Yes.
with the worst character, because that feels good.
Yes.
And because if a character is good, then you're not as good at the game when you play it, kind of thing.
This is an interesting take, and it's really interesting putting that onto Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
It's different with TCGs and Yu-Gi-Oh specifically because building a deck's part of the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right, except modern Yu-Gi-Oh has devolved into what are the best players doing? I will do that exact same thing.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm even a part of this where I take pride in like the weird choices or ratios I'll play in a deck.
Finding a card that's not popular and going, well, this technically works.
Yeah,
Let's
this could
throw it
work
in.
and let's see what happens.
Yeah. I've seen you do that before.
Yeah, but often I go to these popular players or these successful players and I go, okay, what are the prevailing strategies? And more than just like I copy their list, I like give me a video of like they explain why.
Oh, sure.
So I can understand
the
why.
methodology.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, that's me.
Yeah.
Not everybody's that way, right? Some people are just like, that's the list. We play it, whatever.
Yeah, done. Carbon copy.
And it's something I actually don't like too.
Yeah.
Like, so I can relate to you in this way. I hate the idea of like a solved format.
Oh, for sure. Showing up to a tournament and there being 3 decks in the whole tournament, boring as hell.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm two sides of the same coin on that, where I love that too.
Yeah.
Because it rewards you for studying.
Oh, okay.
If I go to a high level event and I know there's only 3 decks in the room, I can only play one of those decks.
You can plan for those 3 decks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just have to play the best I can play and I can win.
Yeah.
Because I know that there's no strategy that's going to counter mine to a point where it doesn't matter what I draw.
I suppose it comes back to what you were saying about mirror matches.
Yes.
And the joy of that.
Exactly.
If there's one deck in the room, then I'm in again.
Right.
Which is kind of
Because
contradiction there.
you can look at mirror matches as I rolled better than you, I went first, I drew better than you, you lose.
Sure.
Or when you win the mirror match, you can look at it as
I just understand this deck better. I've been communing with the cards longer than you.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, that's 100% right.
Yeah.
If I lose a mirror match, I'm like, yeah, well, he had it because I drew this one.
If I had his hand out of 1.
Exactly. Which is cope, obviously.
Of course, yeah.
But
as you should.
You have to do something, right?
Exactly.
But I also don't love like, oh, this deck equals bad.
Yes.
Or don't play this hand trap because this hand trap is bad. I prefer more like engaging conversation of like this is why this hand trap isn't so good.
This one doesn't work right now.
Yes.
Or this particular effect not played.
Yeah. Everything in like the Yugi-tuber community is very hyperbolic. So it's like trash or this is the best deck God board ever made.
The few videos I've watched trying to like see stuff, it's very much been like in that vein of this new card is going to change the game.
Yes. Yeah. And sometimes they're right, but also sometimes
eventually
it's like,
you're going to be.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so that was my first assumption. You reject the meta, and that was correct?
Yes, yeah, I do. I don't reject, like, the concept of meta obviously exists.
Yes, yeah.
But in my opinion, the more I can fight against it in a game, the more fun I'm going to have playing that game. And if it's a game where the meta is just too much that you can't do it, then it gets rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the meta is so dominant that nothing else is viable, that's when you have players leave the game.
That's when they rotate to other games, other things, other hobbies. Yeah.
Or other formats. Now, the reason why I asked that question in the first place is because I've considered being like, well, I'd like Will to come out and play, say at Matt CS.
Yeah.
But I know you would not enjoy yourself. Because
I would have a great time being there.
Yes.
I would lose every game and I'd go like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it'd be kind of like, well, this game is kind of not enjoyable because...
And then the one time that I win, I'd be like, oh, fuck yeah. I'd be amped up and everyone else would be like, well, that's stupid.
Yeah,
son
you
of a
sacked
bitch.
him.
One on some dumb fuck.
Yeah. But then I'm like, okay, well, maybe if we introduce like an alternate format, say GOAT format, which is like old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Up to a certain point, like much before like Synchro Monsters.
Yeah.
But even before that, I believe. But even that has a meta, and that's considered a solved format.
That's the one that Daniel and Stefan were playing, right? When they first got back into it.
You could say that.
Not quite. Okay. Interesting.
No, well.
All right.
Like they weren't truly playing Goat.
Okay.
I think at one point they played Edison, which does include Synchro Monsters, but Goat is like playground Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
But to a competitive level.
Okay.
So
playground Yu-Gi-Oh is if you could buy any cards you wanted.
Yes,
when you were a kid.
if you had access to all the good cards ever printed.
Okay.
And you knew what you were doing.
With all the online games now, that's how people expect to play. So,
yes. Yeah. But it is a competitive game, and it's not Unga Boonga. No. There's strategy, and it's, when I think of playground Yu-Gi-Oh, I do think of Unga Boonga.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I couldn't even read the cards.
Big shield Garda, man. Yeah. I win now. You can't hit me.
My number's bigger. The stars didn't matter. You just summon whatever was in your hand. You just make up card. Like, at least this is what I do.
You played a dragon. I played a knight. So obviously mine probably gets a bonus against yours.
He does a double slash.
Yeah.
Or like there's certain cards that like we didn't understand. Like I used to play in junior high, and there's a buddy of mine, and this is when chain links became a thing. So you could respond, and priority was not a thing anymore. Or sometime around then.
Okay.
And one of his cards was a card called Combo Fighter, and it said if a chain link 2 or more occurred in the main phase, this card can attack twice.
Okay.
And we were like, we don't know
what the hell.
We don't know what a chain link is, and I'm not about to open this handbook.
No.
So then we were just like, I guess he just attacks twice, and he would kick my ass because he would attack
he would
twice.
Just do it every time. Yeah.
Or it'd be like, there's a card called Mist Valley Warrior or something. People will know the card. It's a level 4 2000. And you have to have returned a card from field to hand in order for it to attack.
Oh, okay.
But
that's interesting.
At the time, we just took it as when you declare an attack,
you can do that.
You can do that. Yeah. Or I drew a card this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was on the field in my deck, and now it's in my hand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
which don't get me wrong, when I was at that point when I was first learning Yu-Gi-Oh,
yes.
I could very much tell something was missing, and I did want to know the real rules.
Yeah.
And just didn't know anyone that knew them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also there's an element where you're just emulating the show.
Yes.
Where you're just like, I want to do those things.
I rewatched the show and watched many parts of it for the first time during the pandemic in 2020.
Yeah.
And I think that was a big part of me being like, yeah, this is cool. When I have the chance to get this back into it, which you provided me, I went, absolutely.
Yeah. I love watching, like I rewatched Duel Monsters maybe like a year ago.
Yeah.
At least the first season and a half-ish, I think. And it's so cool because every time they activate a card, it's almost as if they're doing it for the first time.
Yes.
Because it has some insane effect that's perfect for the situation. Mm-hmm. So they're able to write themselves out of any narrative hole.
Which is so good in that first Yu-Gi-Oh show. And as you watch the later and later shows and they keep doing that, you go, okay, guys, we know what's happening now. Yeah. It doesn't work anymore.
Where it's like, there were shows, like it got to a point where like they were following the rules.
Yeah.
And those shows became like less compelling.
Yeah.
Because then you're just like watching guys duel.
Hey man, where are the ghosts?
Yeah. I could do that for real on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like they were playing good decks,
Yo, you can play Yu-Gi-Oh on YouTube?
But no, I love watching DM again because it's like anytime something happens, it's like someone's revealing deep lore.
Yeah.
Like this artifact does this. Oh, that destroys the moon. Oh
no!
Yeah, and it's like
the moon. Yeah,
it's basically just like two guys storytelling battle.
Yeah,
it's like narrative versus.
It's an improv game.
Yes,
rather than a game.
Yeah, I would love to try something like that. Maybe even on the channel of just like whoever votes, the crowd will vote.
That could
like
be fun. Get 4 or 5 people to watch. and then get Cam going on that, making some shit up.
Well, I destroy the moon. It's like, oh fuck, he got you there, dude.
Fish love the moon and it's gone now, so
I guess I'm describing a rap battle, but nerdier.
Hey man, that's just what I need for rap battles.
Exactly. But yeah, I guess like when I thought of those older formats and stuff, I also feel like they wouldn't interest you because there is a solved meta of the game, and if you were ever faced with, oh, we're playing GOAT format, this is how you play GOAT format. you would reject
Yeah,
that.
I would take that and go, okay,
thing.
I'm going to try to beat this.
Yes.
And I'd probably fail because it's been solved for a while.
Yes, exactly. And that's the thing with older formats.
I would derive joy from trying to beat whatever solution they've had set out right there. But ultimately, eventually, you'd be like, all right, well, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. This is another thing with alternate formats I often find, and you touched on it earlier. Building a deck is that is an element of skill that attributes to your success in a game. 100%. It's also one of the funnest parts of playing the game.
Absolutely. It's engineered to be the funnest part.
Exactly.
Buy more cards, build a cool deck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it is by far the thing that gets me most interested in any alternate format ever. Domain format.
Yeah.
We played it maybe 4 times.
Yeah.
It was great every time. The best part about it was, I have a really silly idea.
100%. Yeah.
I made a coin flip deck. I had at one point like 8 domain decks.
Just because you could build them.
Just because I could build them, and it was like, oh yeah, look at this cool interaction. I'm forced to play 61 ofs. I have to come up. That's like, it's literally like the show.
Yeah, very
You're
much
playing
so.
61 ofs, and it's like,
and when that shit gets bounced or canceled or whatever, you go, all right, well, new strategy.
Exactly. And there's so many like cards you wouldn't normally play in a modern Yu-Gi-Oh deck just because they're too slow or they're too situational. But in a domain game where there's 4 people playing, that card might become absolutely insane.
Well, there was some that we had where the effect was like other player, and we had to agree, well, is this all other players, or do you have to determine it? Because if it's all other players, this shit's fucking insane.
We all draw. Like, I've played Extranet, the field spell.
Yeah.
So it's like when you summon from the extra deck, all other players, that's how we rolled it, draw a card.
Wild.
So anytime anyone summoned from the extra deck, it was like, all right, plus 1. And then I had a card when I was playing the Voiceless Voice deck. Yeah. It's a continuous trap card. It's never seen any play in any Voiceless Voice deck that ever did well.
Yeah.
And what it says is send this card to the grave, and Voiceless Voice lets you place these cards for free. Target a ritual monster you control, which is your Big Skull Guardian, who already has 4,100 attack.
Yep.
He gains attack up to the combined attack of all other monsters on the field.
Okay.
So that's a lot.
Especially with 4 players.
Especially with 4 players. So literally, I turn 1, killed Dallas one time.
Yeah.
Just because I could. And then immediately got killed after because, like, dude, you're an asshole.
That's all you had. Yeah.
I blew my load for sure.
Yeah.
But that was the fun. It was like, I could do this combo.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be insane.
I'll never have another chance to do this and actually make it some kind of work.
Exactly.
In this situation.
If I pull this off, everyone's going to go nuts. So they were all just like, man, you suck. But, okay, so another correct assumption.
Yes, yeah.
Doesn't matter that it's, like, modern advanced that deters you from playing.
Yeah, it's not the specific rules involved in the game. It's whether or not I feel like I can bring something fresh to it on my own.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess like you've definitely like had your hand at making modern advanced decks.
Yes,
or at least to the level that we were playing maybe say like a year ago.
Yes, like, I made one in this thing that I'm talking about, this instinct to go against what I'm supposed to do.
Yes.
I built the sushi deck with all the hand traps.
Yes.
I never actually played it here, but I have the cards.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is a modern deck. I made it in like 10 minutes online and I went, fuck, that's how you do it now? You don't look up cards? You just go search words sushi, add all those ones, figure out the balance, and then add 3 hand traps that work?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting too, because like I think you mentioned like metagame and you mentioned like, okay, 3 decks at a tournament, that's not very fun.
Yeah.
And then I'm saying like I agree, but then there's also the inverse of like that can be the most fun. Because it
gives you an opportunity to flex the skills that you have being a knowledgeable person.
Yes. Yeah. And when you take those 3 decks and you expand all the cards in yours and the other 2, every interaction that can occur, and you've studied that and you know how to navigate them, that can also be fun, right?
Yeah.
And I think what that says to me is there's kind of like there's this plateau for modern play where you can go online, you can buy the cards that the best players in the world say you have to play these cards, and you throw them in, and you will win more games than you were before.
But you're not going to have fun, unless you care enough to do the research.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then there's also this thing where you go online, you see the best player's deck, you see that they're playing this card, and they're like, this card's crazy because X, Y, Z. Like,
Sure.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That card skyrockets in price. Everyone goes out and buys it. But no one knew to play that card until that sicko was staying up on whatever simulator or going through their bulk and was like,
saw
wait
the interaction and went, oh.
Yeah. And there's like 15,000 Yu-Gi-Oh cards. There's cards from literally 25 years ago that resurface in the metagame and break it entirely because it's like, oh, finally this card gets its moment in the sun.
And that is the saving grace of the game in my mind.
Okay.
Is that there is enough good cards.
Yes.
That the thing you're talking about happens often enough.
Yes.
To keep the meta circulating.
Yes.
Almost as fast as I want it to.
Okay.
Almost as fast. It's not quite there for me, but I can see the value.
So it's interesting too, because like the level that goes into finding those cards.
Yeah.
Right. Is you have to care.
Yes.
You have to see a deck that you like and want it to be better and take it to that level, right? But that's where that is after the plateau, and there's probably more plateaus to get there. Yeah.
It's less of a plateau and more of a dangerous climb, mountain that you've got to camp every 30 feet, and every once in a while there's a guy at the camp that goes, "Hey man, want to hear a song?" But it never quite lands. Yeah.
Fuck, that's funny. And dangerous is a good word though, because you can go so far in trying to find something with the deck that's going to break the game that the power level or the ceiling of your deck actually suffers for it, because you've now put in so many cards that are so situational.
Oh yes,
yes.
I definitely did that trying to make a viable Red Eyes deck.
Yes, exactly.
And it just didn't work. Yeah.
Red Eyes you bring up.
Yes.
So we all have our card,
yes.
right? I have several at this point.
Yep. Makes sense.
But everyone's got one.
Yeah.
I know yours is Red Eyes Darkness Dragon, or is it Darkness Metal?
There's two. The one that I look at the card and think, man, I wish this little guy was real and I wish I could hang out with him, is Red Eyes Baby Dragon.
Okay, yeah.
But the card that I wish I could see actual play with just based off aesthetics is Red Eyes Darkness Dragon.
Darkness Dragon. So Darkness Dragon's the one that came out in, I think, the first structure deck ever. Yeah, it was probably like the dragon structure deck, and then I think there was
it was a plot device in GX. Yeah, and then they just leaned into that. I think. Yeah.
It looks incredible.
It looks so cool.
For whatever it's worth, I think it's the best looking Red Eyes card.
Yeah, I mean, the new Max Full Metal, it looks so cool. Fucking cool too. But I do love Darkness.
Yeah. And this is the card, like I think you've said to me before, like I'm gonna try and put it in anything. Yeah. I don't even know the card's effect, but it's pretty underwhelming. The card's
effect is quite literally for every dragon in either player's grave, 300 more attack points.
Okay.
So it's already a decent sized beat stick, and it's just like, hey, I get a bit stronger with a lot of setup. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's like, okay. So it's basically does not have an effect.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's ways to get it out. It'd be so much better if it even just had some sort of effect. That like, hey, banish a card to destroy something. Or
absolutely.
Something.
Or even just like, hey, you can't use traps on me.
Yeah.
Or any like any of the modern cards have.
Yeah. If it was a floodgate, then it would be worth building a strategy around.
Yeah. Because it's easy to get out too. Because it's literally just, well, it goes from hand actually. You'd have to search it, but then you just special it onto a Red Eyes in your field.
Yeah.
So it's got pretty good movement.
Yeah.
For what it is.
Yeah.
It just doesn't do anything once it's there.
Okay, let me ask. Where does your So you said from GX. So did that start with Red Eyes Darkness, or have you always been?
No, it started with Joey Wheeler.
Okay.
I didn't see myself as Yugi because I'm not a small guy. And Joey's not a big guy either, but he's the other one that isn't Tristan. So I went, that's a cool deck. He's got dragons and warriors. None of these little flying things and edgy magicians.
Dude. Just salamander and flame swords. Man.
Yeah. So I saw that and I went, oh, that's cool. But then specifically a dragon. Mm-hmm. And Blue Eyes is cool too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
But Red Eyes is an underdog, and as I think we've established, I love an underdog.
So okay, here's the thing. You probably know all this.
Yeah.
So when you look at the big three of the first series, right? it's really just a big two. It's Dark Magician and it's Blue Eyes.
Yes. And ironically, you could say it's Summon Skull and it's Blue Eyes.
Yes. Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Right? Summon Skull is a 1 tribute monster with 25 attack.
Yeah.
Infinitely better than the rest of them. Because Dark Magician's a 2 tribute monster with the same stats.
Yeah.
Blue Eyes, 2 tribute, 3k. Okay, now you're kind of making
Now
justifications.
there's moves are happening, yeah.
Red Eyes, weaker than Summon Skull,
Yeah.
more tributes.
Yep.
I think even less defense. So
Probably, yeah.
it might be 21 or 2k, but whatever. It's by far the least playable, even at that time.
But it's so
But it's
aesthetically
so cool.
good.
Yes.
It looks like a bone dragon with glowing red eyes.
Yeah.
And it's got fire all around it. None of this like beam stuff going on.
Yeah,
It's
no white lightning, just
it's
pure
very
fire.
classic fantasy.
Yes.
Whereas the other ones all felt a little sci-fi or something else.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That tracks, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Red Eyes too.
Yeah.
And players will know this. Red Eyes, Blue Eyes has its thing,
Yeah.
right? Blue Eyes is a synchro focused deck now, but it's also a control deck. It doesn't do a lot. Like the combos usually play under nib, so like less than 4 summons.
Okay. Yeah.
Like you can. And you play low to the ground, but you can play long. Like you have recursion, you have follow up, you can grind out your opponent's resources. That's kind of the
you
aim
can
of the
stop
deck.
their combos and
Yes.
you can still have a viable board after you've done so.
And you got one of the biggest, beefiest dudes.
There you
know.
go. Every once in a while you pull him out. Yeah.
Yeah, the only bad thing about the Blue Eyes deck is you have to play Blue Eyes, which is a normal monster, and sometimes it sucks to draw it.
Yes.
That's about the only drawback. Like, it's got its issues for sure. Raid, he's a Blue Eyes player, like, through and through.
Yeah.
And he's very good at piloting the deck. Hope he doesn't watch this. But he plays it very well, right?
Yeah.
And it's cool to see a deck that's like 25 years old plus now. That's like still, we can still find ways to make these cards relevant. And Blue Eyes is, especially with normal monsters, is probably the only deck that's done that to a reasonable amount.
Yeah, that's actually seen pro play while
Yes.
doing it. Yeah.
Yes. And then there's also supplementary engines like the Primite engine that supports normal monsters.
Yes.
And also runs dragons, which gives it great synergy with
And
Blue Eyes.
you suggested that earlier that you were like, hey, you'd love Primites.
Yeah.
And I definitely do.
Yeah.
If they all didn't cost
Yeah,
as much
yeah.
as they do individually.
The good news is they've been reprinted
Okay, so
like
they're coming
twice
down.
already.
Yeah.
So they're pretty affordable now. They're not nothing, but
Okay.
it's not the $80 for
Yeah.
a copy of Drill Beam or
Not
whatever.
nearly as outrageous as it was. Yeah.
But yeah, so Blue Eyes is able to stay relevant. It's not a top deck, but it is a rogue option, and if you play it well, you'll do well.
Yeah.
It's one of those kind of things.
Might catch some people off guard as well.
Yeah. Dark Magician has had some time in the sun.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't most modern Dark Magician decks basically just run like 1 or 2 Dark Magicians? Like, do they rely on the normals at all there?
So yeah, like a Blue Eyes deck will run 2 Blue Eyes. Dark
Yeah.
Magician, you maybe only want to run like
The
one or
one,
2.
yeah.
Which is a question I have for you later will be about retrains and your feelings on them. But yes, because it ends up being a brick. If you see 1 Dark Magician in your opening hand, that could cost you the game.
Yeah.
Because that's just another card. Like you want to search it or use it in your combo.
Well, remember that one night I was here with a Red Eyes Dark Magician
yeah.
fusion deck,
Yeah.
and 3 out of 4 games I pulled both my 1 Dark Magician and 2
Yes.
Red Eyes on my opening hands.
Yeah, dude, brutal.
That's
and,
rough.
and that's
Yeah,
why,
yeah.
right? So even in Blue Eyes, if you draw 2 of those guys in your opening hand, you might
Yeah.
as well go next game.
Yeah.
Like, because it's going to be because you're basically starting with 3 cards and your opponent has 6.
You just don't have the meat.
Yes, like they're going to outgrind you if their deck is able to do so. So especially with Dark Magician, because there is just less ways currently in Dark Magician to facilitate getting that card onto the field.
Okay.
In most cases, it becomes kind of like a name. You want to have it in your graveyard or in your hand
yeah.
because doing so lets you activate a different card. Now, the cool thing is Dark Magician is getting support about 2 weeks from now.
Oh, okay.
Really good support that we're all excited for. It's like a retrain of the Dark Magician of Chaos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he's really cool. He's a fusion monster now. And it's
That's
getting
better.
a quick play spell that's like a retrain of Timaeus, like the Eye
Oh,
of
Eye of
Timaeus.
Timaeus. Yeah.
So essentially, it's like you activate the quick play spell, target a Dark Magician on your field or in your grave,
Yeah.
and fusion summon a card that mentions Dark Magician as material.
Okay.
So by shuffling that card back. But this new Dark Magician, he's called the Dark Magician of Destruction. He counts as Dark Magician always on field or in grave. Yeah. So you can summon him for free by banishing a level 6 or higher spellcaster monster the turn you've activated a spell card. So very easy summoning condition, right? Quick. So you make that guy adds you Gaze of Timaeus. Timaeus makes you Dragoon or whatever Dark Magician
I was
fusion.
going to say, so you're going to see more Dragoons. Yeah.
Yes. But yes. And so Raid and I we've gone over this ad nauseum on the podcast, but like we've been in the lab trying to make this a viable deck for Raid and maybe myself to play at some point in the future.
Very cool.
So that's been fun. But right now, like before any of that support comes out, Dark Magician, it's trying to be a control deck, but it relies so heavily on really bad cards. Bad and not like they don't do anything. They require you to do so much in order to get any value off of them.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
You set up like 3 things and it gives you like a banish.
So they do have the value, but there are so many points where they could get stopped.
Exactly.
Where you end up with just...
It just can't compete with modern decks.
Yeah.
Red Eyes.
Yes.
Red Eyes is in a really, really unfortunate spot. Because like I said, Blue Eyes, it won the world championship. This is probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But there was a point in time when Blue Eyes was the best deck. That's awesome.
I remember you telling me about this. Yeah.
Now, about a year ago when the structure deck came out, there was also a time when Blue Eyes was a very competitive deck. And if you're playing it well, it can still beat. But now, we're seeing it drop into kind of like more rogue because some of the newer decks can play around it very well.
Yeah.
But if anyone hasn't seen, go watch like a match of me versus Raid. Like it's very cool how the decks interact with each other. Dark Magician kind of had a bit of a run around that same time, or maybe a little bit after that Blue Eyes won Worlds, but it was never
quite got there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Blue Eyes, I think you're familiar with a card named True Light.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
It's a self-destruct button for your opponent.
Absolutely.
And in Blue Eyes,
I tried to press it a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah. In Blue Eyes, you can play around it because you have like graveyard negates and stuff. In Dark Magician, if it leaves the field, you nuke your entire field.
Yes.
So I don't know. It's just tough. There's a lot of poorly designed Dark Magician cards, or at least so.
You say poorly designed. I say cinematically designed.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. And sometimes that's the point, right?
Yeah,
they release
I think so.
Blue Eyes and Dark Magician at the same time, so you can do a thing, and then that satisfies the nostalgia players, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. But why not both?
Exactly. You can have both.
Yes. But now, hopefully, with the new Dark Magician support, there's more of a balance there.
Sure.
But again, Red Eyes is in an unfortunate spot because Red Eyes has never had its time in the sun for the right reasons.
And you can see why. It's the decks always have cool individual cards.
Yes.
But if you ever look up, and I looked up plenty of them, Red Eyes decks to try to build something around it, it's always, put these 3 Red Eyes cards in your Blue Eyes deck.
Yes.
Or put these ones in there. Or make a Dragoon deck and have these Red Eyes cards just to get to Dragoon.
Yes.
Red Eyes support specifically doesn't have nearly enough protection. It's just pure offense.
Now, this is going to piss you off. So I was telling you about the Gaze of Timaeus.
Yes, you were.
So in Dark Magician, I can make Red Eyes Dragoon without having to go through Red Eyes Fusion.
Yeah.
Which means I don't have to forego my normal summon.
Yeah. So it's just better.
So I can do everything else I'm going to do plus Dragoon.
And also there's a Dragoon here now.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's called Red Eyes Dark Dragoon.
Yeah.
Red Eyes decks can't even play it without doing nothing else.
If you try to build a Red Eyes deck around Dragoon, you lose every other Red Eyes effect that is cool, but just not as good. Yeah.
And that's one of the keys. There's so many Red Eyes boss monsters that all have different types of effects.
Yes.
There's a burn one.
Yeah.
There's a banish one. There's a destroy one. There's like the deck doesn't know what it's trying to be. And the cards that have been good for it are good on their own, but they don't synergize with the rest of the Red Eyes cards.
I would even say that with the number of boss monsters you're saying, they all have like 3 or 4 specific cards to get into them.
Yeah.
Like the deck, you just can't run more than one boss monster in a Red Eyes deck. So you can't even have multiple options.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, no, this won't become the podcast of how to fix Red Eyes. Many people have done this.
I believe it, yeah.
And, it's just never happened.
Listen, the answer is make it good.
Yeah, well, of course.
At the end of the day. Yeah.
The thing is, like, maybe that's next because they went Blue Eyes, then they went Dark Magician. Will they go Red Eyes? I don't know.
The day where you have like a big 3 decks of Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, Red Eyes, hell, let's say big 4 and just make Flame Swordsman good as well.
The Flame Swordsman's okay.
Is it? I've seen you play it before. I assumed it wasn't good anymore because it had been so long. But
it's fine. You can like supplement it with like the Red Eyes Metal Morph stuff.
Oh,
and
I love
pretty cool.
I do love the is it Full Metal or Max Metal? Is that a translation thing?
Full Metal Morph, whatever. Yeah.
I just keep thinking of Full Metal Alchemist, so it always comes to Full Metal in my mind.
I think he's Red Eyes Full Metal Black Dragon or something, or Full Metal Dragon.
I got him right here.
Okay.
Let's see.
But you can play those cards in Flame Swordsman's deck, but it essentially becomes like a OTK. I'm going to build the biggest Flame Swordsman ever and attack you for game and do double damage.
Okay, yeah. Red Eyes Darkness Metal is also a card that I like. There.
Yes.
Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon.
Red Eyes Black
Full
Metal Dragon, yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
that card's really good.
It is, yeah.
But
as long as you can get your traps off, then you're good. But with hand traps, you can't.
Also, everyone taking Will's deck box, which you made yourself.
I did, because I'm a cheap bastard who doesn't buy things.
Yeah. That's awesome. So I don't know how they fix Red Eyes. I mean, it's not enough just to give another boss monster because there's no
it needs support
line
specifically. Yeah. And I feel like everyone who's had that conversation probably came to that same conclusion eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So question for you then. First, let's talk about retrains because you mentioned like Full Metal and Darkness Metal.
So clarify, a retrain is when they make the same card different effect.
Essentially.
Okay.
Yes, it's kind of like so there's another new Dark Magician card coming out, and it's like Dark Magician, the Pharaoh Servant.
Okay.
It looks like Dark Magician.
Yeah.
It has the same stats.
Gave it a different name so they can change some things around.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Gave it a different name so that like you couldn't have 2 cards with the same name.
Yeah.
So another for instance, like there's a card called Fallen of Albaz, which I think you're familiar with. So there's a new card that came out. It's called Fallen of the White Dragon. Albaz lore is pretty cool. He transforms into dragons.
You sent me that whole link.
Yes.
Cool as hell, yeah.
So one of them he transforms into is called the Sanctifier, and the Sanctifier frees all the brainwashed, like possessed people of the Dogmatica Nation.
Nice.
By like releasing their spirits or whatever.
Hell yeah. Just
and then
Machina.
After he turns back from that dragon, he's now got like long white hair, and he's the Fallen of the White Dragon, no longer Albaz the Fallen. So there's a new card, and it's the Fallen of the White Dragon. He's got the long hair, but it has condition text on it, which is not an effect. Condition's a little bit different. It's like you can't change this value about a card.
Oh, okay.
And it says this card is always treated as Fallen of Albaz.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
What that means is that you can either play 3 of the original, 3 of this new card, or 3 of both total. So you couldn't play 6.
Okay.
Yes. You could play 2 and 1, or you could play 3 of either. Because they're always treated as the same, and the Yu-Gi-Oh rules, you can only have 3.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know how it'd work if it was like, I think if they hit a card to 1, like say the Fallen of Albaz got hit to 1 on the ban list.
Oh yeah.
I think you could still play 2 of the other one, but I actually am not sure. That would be interesting.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that take if it doesn't work that way. Yeah.
Which is interesting because if they ever, this new card, the Fallen of the White Dragon, is really good.
Oh,
it was one of the expensive ones I picked up.
So we might see it.
If it ever gets hit, that would be interesting to see how that works gameplay wise. Anyway, but a retrain is, yes, taking a card like Red Eyes and giving it new art usually, well, always, and a bit of a name change.
Red Eyes, the legendary Dragon of Black.
Exactly. Dark Magician Girl, the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yeah.
And now they have an effect or a better effect. Like for Dark Magician, it gets an effect.
Yeah.
For Dark Magician Girl, it's got a useful effect.
Yeah.
But a lot of retrains are like, they'll retrain cards into an archetype.
Okay.
So, for instance, like the Dark Magician girl, she was part of the Shining Sarcophagus.
Oh,
archetype.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, those ones are cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was all retrains.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
Okay, I'm
yes.
caught up, yeah.
So it's like, here's a card you remember,
Yeah.
and you would like to play if it was still relevant.
Play it again.
Now
It's
you
relevant
can.
now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is, I like.
Yes, I think I do as well.
Okay.
Yeah. If I tried to think of something negative about the aspect, it would be the idea of your childhood card, the specific media, not being able to put it in the deck again.
Yes.
So like maybe at a professional setting being like, hey, I'm going to put 3 red eyes in my deck. We're going to act like they're the retrain. Like, if that was okay, then I'd be 100% down.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's just pure nostalgia.
Yeah, I should have assumed that actually.
Yeah.
But it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because that's
ultimately,
why.
that's what they're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's why Blue Eyes is cool.
Yeah.
Because you could go dig up your old one
yeah.
and you can play it. That's why Dark Magician's pretty cool. What I hope is finally they make something for Red Eyes, and that's the same concept.
Yeah.
Because with the Primite engine, which, like I said, they reprinted. Part of the reason why, like, they reprinted it so people could get it and play it because everyone wanted it.
They want people to buy cards. If the cards are too expensive, they should make more of them.
Yes, and they're piggybacking off of what was a very successful structure deck in Blue Eyes. Like, that revitalized the game for a lot of people.
People are always going to love dragons,
exactly.
man.
Especially Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
But they also printed the text wrong. It was a mistranslation.
Oh.
So it's the dragon in the Primite engine says, during your standby phase, return this card to hand. But when they translated it, it just said during the standby phase.
Oh.
So then you'd have 2 windows.
Yeah.
Which means if you had a Dragoon out, there's your negate, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Not just for that. It's also cheap.
Of course. Yeah,
but,
it's also not right.
Yeah. But anyway, so they have to reprint it with that new card text.
Okay.
So because that engine exists, it makes any normal monster doesn't have to only be a retrain ever to get modernized.
Yeah.
You can play this engine, and some way, somehow, if they print good support cards that say target a Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Yeah.
Now, I think Dark Magician is doing it in a very cool way where they're saying these new effect monsters, they're also Dark Magician. So not only do I get to play my Dark Magician, I get to play the new full art Dark Magician.
Yeah.
I get to play the new fusion Dark Magician. And me and Raid had this argument too. Like, he said, in my Dark Magician build, I'm not playing enough Dark Magician cards.
Yeah.
And my response was, how many did Yugi play?
There we go.
Right? Just one, right? That's
the
all.
exception that one episode with the chainsaws.
Exactly, exactly. Then that was the other guys.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, that's the point, right? Like, all I need is, if I could kill somebody with Dark Magician.
Oh, it's just special. Yeah.
You know, like sometimes I play on Sim and I have 5 monsters. It doesn't matter which 5 attack, but I make sure.
Oh yeah,
I make sure my
you get the
boy
last hit.
exactly.
Yeah.
Just so, work up. But yeah. Okay. So retrains, like, that part about it. So if I presented you with, like, there's a new Red Eyes main deck monster.
Yeah.
It has an effect, and it's a good effect. Now, it's a really good art of Red Eyes, but it's not the one you know and love. It's just another Red Eyes art.
Yeah.
Would you forego playing your original? I think you have a QCR Red Eyes, don't you, or something?
Yeah, Daniel might have.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. No, you gave me the QCR.
Did I? Oh.
Did I? I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, something.
It's over there. Yeah.
It's in there somewhere. That, like, would you ever not play? Would you ever consider, I guess, and not even just the normal monster, like the Red Eyes Darkness Dragon?
I would definitely consider it. I'd probably want, and like you say, with the 3, if I have to go 3 of it, then I would. But if I only need 2, then I would leave 1 normal in there just for nostalgia. I would lose the optimal thing just to have that 1 card still there for, like, just to be like, hey man, look at this shit.
Yeah. So here's another assumption. You kind of have already said this.
Yeah.
For you, it's not worth it winning with the Red Eyes deck if you don't have the Red Eyes in it. Because then you're not fulfilling some sort of.
It's the exact same thing with when I was trying to build a Red Eyes deck, and I kind of got a couple different versions of it going, and then when the Blue Eyes support came out just a little while ago now, and everyone said, hey man, put these blue the spirit one, I think it was,
Yeah.
the little one and stuff, and it leans into full metal really well.
Oh yeah, right.
And I went, yeah, it does. But those are Blue Eyes cards.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they fit in my deck, but I got to take Red Eyes cards out of my deck to put them in there. So it's not my Red Eyes deck anymore.
Ah, see,
Yeah.
that's so interesting. 'Cause
Yeah.
I totally get this.
Yeah.
Like, there's a part of me that like, I like an archetype,
Yeah.
and as many cards of that archetype I can get in my
See,
deck.
it's even beyond archetype. It's more with theme.
Yes.
So like in my Red Eyes deck, I run 3 Infinite Imperiums because they look
Oh,
close
okay,
enough
yeah.
to the Red Eyes vibe
Okay, yeah, they're Cyber
that
Dragon.
it's okay.
Yeah,
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 even though
yeah.
they're not at all Red
Yeah,
Eyes
yeah.
things.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's like aesthetic
It's like 40% aesthetic, 60%
vibe.
vibe, and like loyalty. Right?
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I've been thinking about this a lot too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I say like archetypes, like, so, you
Yeah.
know, whatever, naming convention, Draco Tail, Yummy,
Sure.
whatever. I like those cards. When usually in like in a competitive setting, you have to stray away from that because you're playing hand traps. And then you
Yeah.
get kind of this thing, like you say, that doesn't look congruent.
No, it feels Frankenstein.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, when I feel that way, and I'm like, I don't want to play that, doesn't look right, right?
Yeah.
I think about dual monsters.
Yeah.
And I think about, you know, Joey had a fucking spaceship
the
in his
random
deck.
bullshit that
Yeah.
he's got going on. Yeah.
And then the red eyes, you know, and
Yeah.
Yugi had, you know, albeit Yugi's deck is
Changed
a little
lot.
more.
Yeah.
But like he had the gadgets, and
Yeah.
then he had like, you know, Karibo.
The gadgets, they show up like 3 times, and you're like, wow, those are like,
Really
there's
good.
some shit going on
Yeah.
there, and then you just don't see it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that always pulls me back from, you don't need to be a purist about something that's actually not part of the root of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the show began, there was no archetypes.
Oh, of course not.
The archetypes were like designated for villains.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy has spent his life hoarding gravekeeper
Oh,
cards.
this is way off topic now.
Sure.
But specifically in the show, there's one background character who's a cowboy. And I'm so sad that he didn't get an episode as a villain, because that would mean that we would have a proper cowboy archetype.
There's not
There's some
really
cowboy
one.
cards
Yeah.
out there, but none of them have the aesthetic.
Yeah.
They all have like, oh, look at us, which is probably because censorship and guns.
Yeah.
But still.
Have you ever seen the
wish.
magical musketeers?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
They're closer to like
It's like,
Renaissance.
Oh, okay,
and,
okay,
like,
okay,
like, yeah.
yeah. No, yeah, you're right. There's a clown deck coming up.
There's a clown deck coming
Yeah.
out? That's crazy.
Tough name. Can you guess what it is?
Oh god, tough like inappropriate or tough like hard to say?
Inappropriate.
Oh god, I don't want to guess.
Yeah. So
Oh,
in the
no.
OCG,
Yeah.
the direct translation or how people have translated thus far is
Yeah.
the crazy clown clan.
Oh no.
So hopefully that one does. I'm usually not for censorship, but that one should go.
Yeah, let's
Yeah. Can you guess can you guess which cuss sound they used? Yeah, it's pretty tough. So yeah,
man.
hopefully, yeah.
Hey
don't
man,
play
I'm
that
gonna
one.
roll up against a KKK deck with a red eyes black dragon. Burn those clowns to the ground.
Ally.
Where they deserve to be.
Ally, dude. Oh, that's fucking funny.
Oh wow.
But yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
there's an element you want to keep those old cards in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I understand that. I think like when I get the chance in any of my decks, if I can play like, even if it's not the shiniest version of a card,
Yeah.
if it's like the first printing of it,
Oh yeah.
then it takes me back to the time I pulled it, whatever. Like,
Yeah. I wish I could say I had like a crumpled red eyes that I used as a kid.
Yeah.
But I never pulled it, which might
Oh, yeah.
lead into my obsession now.
Oh, okay.
But absolutely, I have.
But your darkness dragon is one that you've had.
Yes,
always,
I
right?
had.
Yeah, okay.
I had Darkness Dragon, but I didn't have any other support
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
red eyes, which is
Yeah.
why I was like, man, I got to get this in a deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Link? It's not a very good card, but there's a Red Eyes Darkness Link monster.
Oh, yeah, I saw it online a couple times,
Yeah, yeah.
and I did the same thing where I went, oh, this doesn't fit in anything.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, okay. I think that's clear on like your feelings about retrains. But I guess like one of the questions, you know, we were talking a bit before was like, what would it take for you to really like Not that this interests you at all.
Sure.
And this is all kind of like hypothetical.
Absolutely.
But again, and with the knowledge that like you're not really interested in like the meta aspect of any game, especially Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
Yeah.
That actually takes away some of your enjoyment.
Oh yeah, I'm actively at odds with it.
Yes. But that in itself can be meta, like we talked about
Absolutely,
before. That could be anti-meta. So you're playing a strategy that combats the 3 or 4 most prevailing strategies, right?
Yeah.
Which is fun in its own right, but it also takes a level of
Like you're talking about research and care and looking
Exactly,
into it.
exactly.
Then be like, okay, how do I bust this meta?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying I'm good at it, but I do try.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think when you approach it, you always approach it from, I'm going to stop what you're doing so that I can play the cards I like.
Yeah. And then once I'm done playing the cards I like, you can play the cards you like.
Yes.
As long as my cards stay there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though? Is that what we just explained
Mm-hmm.
is modern Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.
It's like, stop fucking doing what you're
Yeah,
doing.
no,
Hand trap,
no, no,
hand
no.
trap, hand
Yeah.
trap. No, I just got these little guys and you're dead.
Yeah. We've mentioned this before on our nights out, but it's the aspect that modern Yu-Gi-Oh is very similar to the core of the game.
Yes.
It just happens all in one turn now.
Yeah.
Rather than over the course of the game.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which I do think is a major issue with me.
Okay.
Specifically because I like the moment of drawing a card and going, oh, this works with what I have right now on the field.
Yeah.
And
See,
you don't get that.
I was
'cause
going to
you're
ask
always
you
searching
about this.
now. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I always say this. I think I've said this on the show before too. Like Yu-Gi-Oh used to take 20 turns.
Yeah.
Now it takes 20 interactions over the course of 2 turns.
There you go. Yeah.
So it's the same in a way because the 20 turns used to have 1 interaction.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.
Just now everyone's cheating and drawing whatever card they want in the middle of
That's
the
the
turn.
thing. So you would draw at the beginning of every turn to try to get the card that you needed.
Yeah.
Now you just add the card that you need.
Yeah.
So the same
Uber
amount
Eats
of
it over to your hand.
yeah. The same amount of things have happened, but it's way more streamlined.
Yeah.
But that for you takes an element out of it because then it's not like
Absolutely. I love like having to wait a couple turns to get the cards you need, and over the course of those turns drawing like some trap cards that aren't going to win you the game but will help stall. To me, that's crucial to the experience of the fencing, the tip-tap-toe between you and an opponent. Is it's not like, okay, here's my big gun, there's your big gun, we're going to shoot them at the same time, whoever's gun's bigger wins.
Yeah.
It's the back and forth.
That's our nights out.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's funny though, because like the way you describe what you're looking for out of the game.
It's for sure the way that people describe modern right now.
Exactly. Because it's like I hand trap you here, knowing that you still have a card that I could use that same hand trap for, but you don't know I have a second hand trap that might trade evenly with that card too. But if you have a third card, now I would have played all of my good points of interaction.
Yeah.
And maybe better to save those interactions, stop the thing that's going to kill me instead of stopping everything entirely.
Which with my full metal deck, I've built it to play around that.
Yeah.
That with any 5 cards that I have in my hand, I have like 3 or 4 special summons that could get me somewhere I want to. And I will always look at the opponent and be like, okay, this is the one that'll get me the least far. I'm going to try it first.
Yeah.
And try to bait out as much as you can until you get
Yes,
to like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I do have max metal morph in my hand. Here we go, kind of thing.
Yes.
But the thing that's lost, the big difference between what I'm feeling and what people are saying, the difference between modern and what I want, is the random chance.
Okay.
That little roll of the dice when you pull a card is so crucial to me into making the game, I want to say balanced, but it's the wrong word.
It is.
Yeah.
I know what you mean though.
I want my deck to be worse and win more often. If you get what I mean by that, right?
That's fucking
Where it's like,
funny.
this deck isn't as good, but you know what? This time I got the card.
You're talking about the heart of the card.
Absolutely talking
Yes.
about the heart of the cards, man. Yeah.
That's what it boils down to, which is you trying to emulate the show.
There we go. Yeah.
Right? Okay. The funny thing is though, like, and Raid and I have talked about this on the show. I hate that part of the game.
Yeah.
I hate being in a position. Well, here's the thing. If I've put myself or I've been put in a position where the card on the top of my deck determines whether or not I win or lose the game, I feel internally as though I have already lost the game.
Which in the modern way, that's fair. That's fair
Because
to feel like that. Yeah.
I feel as though what you're describing is the 5 cards I draw at the beginning of the game. For me anyways.
Yeah.
Is those first 5 cards. That is the random element. it's my job as the person who put together this 40 cards.
To make sure your odds of getting the 5 that help you the most are up there.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that I can pivot out of any 5 cards in there.
Yes.
Even if I've drawn all the bricks, all the bad ones,
Yeah.
I have something I can do that's going to buy me a turn, because now I know I have no more bricks left to draw in the rest of this deck.
I got all 3 of them right here, baby.
I am going to draw something that's going to get me somewhere.
Mm-hmm. I will say that back on Red Eyes a bit. The normal monster of Red Eyes, I think, is less of a brick than a Blue Eyes or a Dark Magician, because so many of the Red Eyes cards, as much as they're not good, don't get me wrong, have that option of like discard a Red Eyes from your hand.
Yeah.
So having that guy in there.
But the bad thing is that makes those cards bricks too, because what if you don't?
Well, yeah, that's why you got to run all Red Eyes cards. You don't have room for any of that other shit. But
So Blue Eyes is cool because like they also give them a card that says add 2 cards that mention Blue Eyes or are a level 1 tuner, redeck your hand, and discard a card.
You're like,
so
perfect.
like, okay, you got the Blue Eyes out of your hand. You
Yeah.
get 2 more cards.
Yeah.
So you haven't lost anything. It's a neutral card. And now you have 2 cards that get you 5 more cards.
Yes, yeah.
Perfect. Red Eyes doesn't have anything like
No,
that. The
Red
best
Eyes
they
has
do is,
no card
hey,
draw.
we'll let you summon a big guy, but you can't do anything else.
Yeah. Hey, he's here now.
Yeah.
He won't be next turn, but he's here now. Yeah.
God forbid someone's got a non-target anything.
Yeah.
Then you're kind of cooked. But yeah, I think it is interesting though. Like you are going like the moments of joy for you are like top decking something crazy.
Yes.
Which, funny enough, that's the name of this channel, Top Deck Entertainment.
There you go.
That's where that comes from.
Yeah.
Is because there used to be a joke with like me, Chad, and a buddy of ours. Even like Charles and Dallas too. We used to say this to each other. Is like we would be in a position where that card was win or lose. If it was good, you could keep playing, and if it was bad,
then
you
you're
had
done.
nothing, you're done.
Yeah.
And you would draw, and it would save your life. And you'd be a top deck genius.
Yeah.
Because I put the cards there.
There you go.
And
I know what's on top of my deck in any
genius,
period of time. Yeah.
Bang. Branded fusion.
Yeah.
And Raigeki. Like, so heart of the cards kind of moment. But that's what created the name of this channel. Because it'd be like, holy shit, top deck genius.
Because it feels good. It feels so
does.
good. Yeah.
But there's also the inverse.
Yes.
When you draw a hand trap. After having 5 hand traps.
Well, I don't have any hand traps.
Well, yeah, yes, okay.
So.
That's true.
But yeah, there definitely is the inverse.
Yes.
Where you're like, man, I need a trap card. I need something I can summon right
Yes.
now. And you're like, oh, nope, that's not gonna do it. Yeah.
See, okay, so I read something today about Connor McDavid, and he was like, the low of losing is so much lower than the high of winning. And he's like, I'm working on finding a balance and trying not to get too high and not to get too low.
Yeah.
And
there's a danger there though.
There is, because then
if you're always in the middle, you're just not having fun anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm of the mind of you let the lows be lows because then the highs feel higher. But I also do agree, like, sorry to get on a hockey tangent, but I watched an interview that had U.S. Olympian Ryan Whitney and Sidney Crosby.
Okay.
And they played each other in 2010 in a gold medal game that went into overtime. And Canada tied it with like a minute left in the game.
Love to see it.
And I think it was... No, the U.S. tied it with a minute left.
Hate to see it.
Yes. U.S. tied it with a minute left.
Yeah.
And Crosby, who scored the overtime goal, and Canada wins the gold medal, hooray.
Perfect. Yeah.
He says he doesn't remember anything about it. Like, it's a bit of a blur.
Oh, yeah.
He's seen it enough times that he's like, I did that.
It, but
he says the part he remembers for the game is actually the American scoring, Zach Parise, I think, scoring. And he was like, that moment felt like it lasted
like shit
decades.
Yeah.
That was like, I remember that. And like, that felt so much like there's so much more of an emotional response to him thinking about that moment than him scoring the biggest goal in a country's history. Right. Yeah. And then the inverse with that was the other guy, the American player who's interviewing him.
Yeah.
And he says, I remember you scoring. I blocked out the last 5 minutes of that game when we tied it.
Yeah.
I was just so down, like, we're going to lose.
There's just
like,
so much stress.
So the high of them scoring is like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And then, like, watching you score the goal and losing.
Yeah.
that's the part I remember most. So they have like this opposite thing, and both of them only remember the bad part, right?
Yeah.
So I say all of that to say, you're talking about like the top deck moments.
Yeah.
When you top deck the thing you need. But my argument, I guess, would be the inverse of that.
Yeah.
Is how many times do you put yourself in that position and you don't get a good card and you kind of just whimper into the night?
See, what I think my response to that would be is that in modern deck building, that's more often to happen, that you're drawing a card you don't need.
Yes.
Because there's so many engines, and if you just have your starting cards, and you have the rest of them.
Yeah.
In the older decks that I'm talking about, 3/4 to 7/8 of your deck are cards that you can use right now.
Yes.
And maybe they'll save you, maybe they won't. That depends on what your opponent's doing at the time. But there's no moment where you go, okay, I draw, and that's turn. It's always, I draw, I summon a weak monster, and I lay a trap that is a bluff as a Mirror Force bluff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, that's the balance that you've lost with newer Yu-Gi-Oh formats, where it's harder to top deck now.
Yes. Then there's multiple levels to that too, right? Because also when you're playing, competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, there's a timer.
Yeah. Of course.
I'm not going to keep drawing into your stun game.
Yeah.
Because I got to kill you twice now, and I have this much less time to do it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna scoop here. I don't care to play out the rest of this game because it's beneficial for me.
Absolutely.
Not to.
It helps you. It helps everyone in the room.
Yes.
It's just, that's how.
Or I have studied these decks, these 3 decks, so much. I know based off the position that the game is currently in, I don't have a recoverable top deck at all.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Like the card that saves me is actually already engraved because I used it as part of my combo.
I can stall for 10 turns if I get lucky. Well, not 10 turns in modern, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I can buy myself another
ultimately
battle phase.
I can't get out of this. Yeah.
Exactly. So there's that element too, right? And that was obviously less, like, that was never the case with like Playground or like old Yu-Gi-Oh, because it's like I could top deck Dark Hole.
Yeah, hey man, there you go.
This game could change at any moment, right? I could heavy storm your back row, and now it doesn't matter.
And guess what? Your monsters need a back row because you're playing a Dark Magician deck.
Yeah. But it is interesting that you're more excited by what could come out of your deck.
I don't gamble at all in my regular life.
Yeah.
So in my games, I enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of our team members, Sam, he's the same way. Like
he
and I play the same deck and play it totally differently.
Oh, that's fun.
He takes risks with his deck that I just
would never do.
Dude, why?
Yeah.
It doesn't make and I would say to him like, but you could do this and this and this. Like if
but what if I get this? Yeah.
And sometimes he's fucking right.
There you go.
And sometimes it's like, he'll tell me it, I'll watch it, I'll be like, dude, what are you doing? And then he fucking wins, and I'm like, dude, that was brilliant.
Shit. Yeah.
That's a top deck genius, dude. That was incredible.
There you go.
Let's play it. You know the Mulcharmy cards?
Oh, I don't know if I do.
So basically, Maxi.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So they're basically like Maxis, but like scaled down.
Okay.
So you can't control cards. You can discard them, and they let you draw if your opponent summons from a specific place. So one of them is deck and extra deck. One of them is grave and banishment. One of them is hand.
Okay.
So there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
So he'll activate one. Then he'll summon a monster on his opponent's turn.
Yeah.
That bounces it back to his hand. He'll bounce that monster as well. And then activate it again because he still controls no cards.
Yeah.
Where he could have just not.
Yeah, he could just
and then save the monster and bounce something like bounced one of his opponent's end board pieces.
Yeah, I see the gamble there.
Yeah, but he's like, no, you can keep playing. I'm just gonna keep drawing. I'm gonna draw double.
Yeah.
Right? And then Paul's like, okay. And then when he begins his turn, he's gambling on the fact that he drew enough cards to replace the ones that he used to summon the monster, right? Me, I'm like, my mind can't wrap around how dangerous that is.
Oh yeah,
because you could win or lose by that thing on turn
absolutely.
1.
Yeah, you could do that into your bricks. That
Exactly.
We're talking about
exactly.
You'd have a whole doghouse. By the
and
time
now
the
you
turn
already
comes around.
spent that monster's really good effect.
Yeah,
but it works for him.
Yeah,
and he enjoys playing that way.
Yeah,
and so I really have to check myself sometimes and be like, dude, just let him do what he's gonna do because like
he's gonna have fun.
He's having
fun.
fun.
What? Half the time it's gonna work.
Yeah, and who knows? Like, he doesn't know what he's gonna draw.
No,
but he could draw those good cards, and it's going to work for him. Maybe the percentages are lower than if he plays it, but
Maybe,
they're not
yeah.
0 on either end.
You could run the stats on it, but either way,
Either way,
it
there's
could
a
happen.
potential that something cool is going to happen, and why not?
Yeah.
Right? Like Raid says, it is a children's card game we're
Yeah.
playing. But I guess, yeah, I want to follow up again on that question of like, what would it take for you to really like dive into like competitive Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes, yeah. I mean,
Would it be as simple as like a red eye structure deck that has playable cards?
it could be if that happens to the point where I could be confident enough to not run hand traps and have a
Okay.
deck that can work,
Yeah.
then I would probably jump on that opportunity.
Okay.
But apart from that, what would need to happen is the meta of the game would need to flow away from the low turn count
Okay.
that it has currently. So if it flowed away from the hand traps and into a more
Okay, can we break this down?
please,
'Cause
yeah,
I've spoke about this on the show before.
Yeah.
Like there is a certain, I won't even say like vintage, but
Yeah.
like a group of players who reject the idea of like hand traps.
and I don't know if I'm entirely with them
Okay.
because I don't reject the idea of playing a card from your hand on your opponent's turn.
Okay.
But I do think that right now there's that list of 5 or 6 hand traps
Sure.
that are just too good.
Okay.
They see play in every deck,
Yeah.
and so they're too much.
Okay. Interesting.
That's
Now,
that's my basis for saying.
do you think Mirror Force is too good?
Maybe at the time it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's the point, right?
Exactly.
Is
yeah.
that hand traps today are what Mirror Force, Trap Hole, Dark Hole, Raigeki were
Yeah.
20 years ago.
With the major difference being that if I flip a card that ruins your whole turn, back then that's one summon.
Yes.
Now it's game.
Yes,
Yeah.
but my deck has enough gas that if you stop one summon,
Yeah.
I have 4 more.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's still the same 1-for-1 trade.
Mm-hmm.
So like you're saying, you stop one of my summon, I get 4 more turns to summon something else.
Yeah.
That's the same as today. You stop my one play, I have 4 more, right? I have 4 extenders or whatever the case is. Again, it's that same concept we talked about before: is
Of course, it all comes back to that, 'cause
interactions
that's the
versus
biggest
turns.
change.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I guess so. Okay, for me, the hand traps I don't like are some of these like, and viewers will know this, like lingering effect, floodgate. So
Okay.
floodgate meaning like, it's a continuous effect, that stops a certain element of the game or turns on a certain element of the game. So
Like Droll.
like Droll.
Okay, yeah.
Droll is a lingering floodgate.
Yeah.
Because it says after this card resolves,
That's done.
it doesn't matter what anyone does. It can't change the effect we're currently under
Yeah.
unless a card specifically says no.
Yeah.
Right?
Anti-Droll. Yeah.
Yeah. And the rule with Yu-Gi-Oh is like, if a card says you can't, that overrules a card that says you can.
Yeah.
Unless the card that says you can says even if you can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
yeah.
So it'll be like, you can't summon this unless you ignore its summoning
Yeah.
conditions.
Yeah.
Then it's okay.
Yeah.
But in the terms of Droll, like after Droll resolves, there's no way to get around Droll.
Yeah.
Like the only way to get around Droll is to add something from somewhere else. But Droll
Yeah.
says you can't add from deck. You cannot do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you do.
Full
It's not
stop.
legal.
Yeah.
Then there's like Dimensional Shifter.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Discard this card for the next 2 turns. Everything gets banished instead.
Even longer. Yeah.
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 Terrible card.
Because there's no way to yeah. With a lot of the other like banishing cards out there, you can then blow them up and you're fine again.
Yes.
That way
Yes.
you're locked in. I get what
Yes.
you're saying there. Yeah.
Now, the only way to get around that is to activate a different floodgate that says neither player can banish. So because it says no and Dimensional Shifter says yes, now we're under the no clause.
What the hell do I do with this card then? I can't graveyard. I can't banish. Just eat it.
No, then it
Yeah.
goes back to the
Yeah.
grave. Yeah, but yeah, just put some salt.
Yeah.
But those are the ones I hate because they don't feel fair. I do one thing, you activate a thing that stops everything else I'm going to do.
I do think I agree. I'm agreeing with you for sure with a lot of these hand traps. Like
Mm.
I don't hate Ash Blossom,
Okay.
but I do hate most of the other ones.
Okay.
Because Ash Blossom is a pretty easy like, oh, I'm stopping you right now.
Yes.
This one thing, don't do that.
Yes. See,
Yeah.
and this is the clear distinction I like to make with hand traps. A 1-for-1 hand trap to me,
Yeah.
I think all 1-for-1 hand traps are totally fine.
Yeah.
Like Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom has 3 different things it can interact with. Special from deck, send from deck, add to hand.
And to be honest, that's probably one more than I'd like.
Sure,
Two is probably fair for me.
Sure.
But that's semantics.
Yeah, sure. But that also means I only get one Ash Blossom per turn.
Yeah.
Because it specifically says on there, you can only use this. So
Yeah.
I have to choose when you activate one of those 3 effects, which one I feel like is going to...
Guess what? I got 3 of them in my hand
Exactly.
right now. Yeah. Yeah.
So then it's fair because Ash Blossom holds the most value for me when I do it at a choke point in your combo. Now, to know the choke point of your combo, I have to have studied it.
Yes.
Or I have to be thinking on the fly
Yeah.
and activating Ash Blossom in such a way that I'm reducing the amount of damage you can do to me.
In tournament games, do you see deck lists before you go?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you implied that for a second. And I went, that's weird as hell.
No,
Right,
so
yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
You see the tournament deck list
in general.
Yeah, from the last event.
Sure.
But then that influences what people play. So say like
Yeah.
one deck does very well, then people are going to play the deck that counters that deck.
Sure,
And if
yeah.
people are playing that deck, then you sneak in and play this third deck that counters that deck.
And every
Now
once in a
you're
while,
good
you
spot.
take your second deck and you swap out all your traps for an
You
Exodia.
can't do that. Yeah. But you do get a side deck,
Yeah,
which
there you
does
go.
come up.
Yeah.
But that's my thing. So right now in our game, it's actually a really interesting time because 1-for-1 hand traps are actually very good.
Yes.
The big kind of lingering floodgates, they're good against some decks, but not all. So like Malcharmi Fuelos, like I just spoke about, special summons from deck or extra deck. Okay. That is usually in most formats a really good card because a lot of decks are doing that often.
Okay. Yeah.
In this current format, one of the better decks, Dracotail, doesn't do it all that much.
Oh,
so
okay.
you can play this card and they'll give you 1 or 2 draws, which is good, but it's not game ending.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop them from doing what they're going to do.
It'll help you get somewhere where you can maybe make something else happen.
Yes. So it equals the playing field.
Yeah.
They set up a pretty good board. You get 2 additional cards to try and break it, right?
Yeah.
Pretty good. Whereas in other decks, like say Malice, if I activate that card on you, there is a certain place where you either stop to minimize the amount of good cards your opponent's going to draw because they activated that, or you just keep going till you get to the point where it doesn't matter what the fuck they draw.
Yeah.
I've made an unbreakable board.
Okay.
Now that to me is bad gameplay. Right?
Yes. I'd say bad game design.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, bad game design leading to bad gameplay.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. It's taking advantage of something that maybe shouldn't be there right now.
Now, when those cards hold less value but are still good,
Yeah.
like it's still good to draw 2 cards for the price of 1.
Of course. Yeah.
But they don't change the game in such a way. It's not like I activate Dimensional Shifter.
Yeah.
Now your whole strategy cannot work.
My Red Eyes deck relies on the grave.
Exactly.
I'd be done.
Simply because I drew this card and you don't have an answer for it, I win the game.
And in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, 2 turns is the whole game.
That's game.
Yeah,
If you don't do anything and you give your opponent a full battle phase with no board, they should kill you. And if they don't, that's on them.
Yeah.
Now, so the Fuelos is way more fair to me because there are drawbacks to activating it. There are conditions you have to meet to activate it, and your opponent doesn't have to play into it. They can simply stop. And because you activated it, if I never special from the deck or the extra deck, now you're down a card.
Now it's a waste. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now you could say the playing field is even again because you draw for turn. You have 5 cards.
There you
I
go.
started with 5 cards. Can your 5 beat mine? You get a battle phase. That's
Yeah.
the difference, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you put in tandem a card like Fuelos, as long as you keep special summoning, I keep drawing.
Yeah.
But your deck loses to Droll and Lockbird.
Yeah.
So at some point, I want to draw into that Droll and Lockbird. But
Yeah.
if I activate Droll, I stop drawing off your special summons, which give you free reign to keep special summoning as long as you can play around the Droll.
Okay.
That's a little bit interesting.
That is a little interesting. Yeah. I can see the value of having a malleable board state
Yes.
through those cards.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they're commonly referred to as half boards.
Okay.
So if I activate Fuelos, I put my opponent on a half board that my deck can now crack.
Okay.
If I don't, they make a full board, and now I need more cards to crack it.
Sure.
Or I halfway crack it, and then I have to rely on my follow-up in order to hold them off another turn.
Okay. Let me throw this at you then.
Okay.
When the topic of hand traps.
Yes.
I haven't thought it through because this just came to mind.
Okay.
But would it make it better or worse if we had more variations on the specific things we're talking about within hand traps? Because right now, Ash Blossom's the go-to for summon, negate, and all that
Sure,
stuff.
sure.
If we had 4 different versions of Ash Blossom with different aesthetics for me and slightly different effects to make things fit,
I got good news.
does it break the game? Because then you can have half your deck as negates, or
This is I should clip this. This is on. So
is
they
this
do
the current
exist.
state? Okay.
They do exist.
Yeah.
They've existed for a while, actually.
Okay.
So you're probably familiar with some of them. So it's Ash Blossom and
Yeah.
Joy Spring, and they all follow the same naming convention.
Yes.
They're called the Ghost Sisters.
Okay.
So there's Ghost Belle in Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
So this card, like Ash Blossom, stops 3 things.
Yeah.
But it only stops one of them. So it's a
So there's a whole system that just one of them has come out on top of.
Ash Blossom is the most relevant.
Okay.
But right now, Ghost Belle is just as relevant because it stops a special summon from the grave,
Okay.
a card getting banished from the grave, or a card returning from the grave to the hand.
Okay.
So the reason why is because Draco Tail, the deck I play, they have these trap cards. The trap cards do something pretty balanced. It says negate a spell, bounce a attack position monster back to the hand, banish a card from the graveyard. But all of the traps have a secondary effect that says if you resolve the first part, then you can target a Draco or take a Draco Tail card in your banishment or grave, put it on the bottom of your deck, and then draw a card. So just a little bonus draw.
Okay.
But because you're drawing, it's susceptible to Ash Blossom. Because you're putting a card back, susceptible to Ghost Belle. So if I activate my Draco Tail trap, that stops your Raigeki, say. So you go Raigeki, I try to negate it. You can Ash Blossom my trap.
Huh.
And now my trap doesn't resolve because
of the extra effect.
exactly. So that makes Ash Blossom even better.
Yeah.
Because now it's a defensive card.
Huh.
Or an
And
offensive
in my-
card.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it trades 1 for 1.
Mm-hmm.
You went Raigeki. I tried to trade 1 for 1 with my my Draco Tail spell negate card.
Yeah.
If it was resolving, that'd be a 1 for 1 trade, right?
Sure.
Now you're spending an additional card, your Ash Blossom, to stop my thing. So
Which
you've
still feels balanced because my Raigeki was attempts to clear your board.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It takes 2 to get there.
Exactly. But then, your second player, you're activating Raigeki, you got a 6th card. So you trading 2 cards for my 1 card, and then eventually my board, if yours resolves, is a fair trade.
Absolutely.
Right? That's the bonus for going second. Now, Raigeki is what we call a board breaker, right?
Of course, yeah.
So it sounds like, you're not the biggest fan of hand traps, but maybe these 1 for 1 hand traps. So,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not the biggest fan of anything that makes it so that I can't play for the rest of the game.
Yeah. So
That's just the gist of it, right?
the thing is, you're
Yeah.
not alone in this,
Yeah.
even amongst modern players.
Yeah.
And we call them floodgates.
Okay.
Like we're opening the floodgates or we're stemming the flood.
Yeah.
Like you can't summon, you can't do this.
Yeah.
You can't.
No.
Nobody likes these cards.
Yeah.
There was actually an emergency ban list not too long ago, a couple months ago, because certain decks could abuse very old cards.
Okay.
So say there's a card called like Spell Canceller. Neither player can activate spell
Aware of
cards.
it. Yeah.
It's a level 5. So in the new deck K9 that specializes on summoning level 5s,
Oh.
you could combo in such a way that you special summon this back to your field after using it for fodder.
Yeah.
You could special summon an artifact card that says when this card special summoned, you can't special summon other monsters for the rest of the turn except artifact monsters. It was a lock designed to stop you from over comboing with an artifact deck.
Oh.
But now it's being used as summon this to your opponent's side of the field. Now they're screwed. Right?
Okay, yeah.
So there's other cards that achieve this. There's the Sanctifier Dragon I was talking about before.
Okay.
Its effect is it was made to summon Albaz and another monster from the grave. And then Albaz gets an effect on summon that lets you contact fuse.
Sure.
So like Super Poly.
Yeah.
So you summon your Albaz, you give them something that he can fuse with, and then you
Contact
make
fuse,
something.
Bring out your boss. have a good
Exactly.
time.
But it's Yu-Gi-Oh! And
Yeah.
players will find the most degenerate thing to do. So it's I summon whatever from my deck, or graveyard rather,
Yeah.
and I give you a card that says you can't special summon.
Yeah.
So this is still happening.
Tough.
Yeah, like any sort of like Monster Reborn or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
you can do that. You can dump a monster from 20 years ago that says neither player can special summon and summon that back on your opponent's turn and go,
Yeah.
GG's.
A card from back when special summoning wasn't such a big deal.
Yeah, it was like you did it once. You're like, fuck.
You're like, ah, man.
Oh,
yeah.
man, my monster reborn, I can't activate that.
Yeah.
I got to get rid of this 1500 guy first. Ah, shucks. But now that's the end of your game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
No one has any.
Now, the emergency ban list
left.
was because there was a YCS, like a big event that was on stream where,
Oh, someone did it.
yeah, multiple games were decided by the other player not even playing a single card. Just like, okay, draw phase, summon this to your side. All right, man, you got it. And that's very bad.
Bad content.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you're streaming games, when they end like that, it doesn't look
Something's
good,
got to happen.
right? Yeah. So the final of that YCS was decided like that.
Okay.
With the other player, I think maybe playing 2 cards.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Let's do
well,
something.
let's do
Yeah,
something
yeah.
about that. So it's not. It's a shared sentiment that, and Droll Lockbird on the most recent ban list, again effective today.
Yeah.
You can only play 2 copies now.
Okay.
So less likely to have it resolve on you, but not impossible. So the idea is they're hitting these cards that have kind of those effects, which then make those hand traps like they're valuable in that they do stop something.
Yeah.
But you have to play all of them in order to draw all of them, and they only trade 1 for 1. So usually you want to play these high impact hand traps, but because the decks that they're designing now, those hold less value, then they're not complete I win the game because you can't play through Nib, Fua,
Which
whatever.
might force more people to build decks like I do.
Exactly.
Where, regardless of how I feel about hand traps, I would rather have a card that fits my engine.
Yes.
I would rather have a cool Red Eyes card that maybe isn't super important to winning the game, but I like.
Yes.
Just if they lose value, maybe you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like definitely it slows down the game, but it also
Yes.
makes every interaction that much more important because trading 1 for 1 is actually good now.
Yeah.
Because these kind of big old effects, they're less likely to get real value for you. So if you never resolve them, then you're relying on those 1 for 1 interactions, right? But yeah, there is a suite of cards called the Ghost Sisters. So one of them's bad. It's like, you would like it actually.
Would I?
You would actually love it. It's called Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood.
Yeah.
Anytime your opponent special summons, you gain life points equal to the monster.
Oh,
they
I do
summons
love
attack
that.
for the rest of the turn.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
it used to be a side deck card.
Yeah.
Because the time rules were different before.
Okay.
Now I'm not sure if you know this. Now when it hits 50 minutes, if a winner hasn't been decided, both players lose.
Yes. Yeah.
It used to be that you would get
Whoever has more life
points.
wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if the time was getting close,
Put that in there and just pump yourself.
no, you go first.
Yeah,
Fucking,
sure. Go
thanks
crazy,
for
man.
10,000.
Yeah. And then I'm going to sit on my turn for as long as I can.
Yeah, I'll set 5 and
Overtime.
pass.
Kill this guy.
Yeah. So, but now because those rules
Yeah.
changed, the card is
Yeah. No.
only useful in decks where like your cards say if you have more life points than your opponents, you can do this thing.
Oh, sure.
Which
yeah.
are very rare.
Yeah. I can't even think of one off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think most of them that have that are like if your life points are lower because
Yeah.
like they're usually decks where you have to pay life points.
Sure.
Anyway, all that to say, so there's that one. Then there's Ghost Ogre, which was the first one.
Oh, yeah. I know Ghost Ogre.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. So it's just like if something on the field that's already on the field activates, discard, destroy it.
Yeah.
And then is there a third? Yeah, there's like oh, you'd like this one too. It's called Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries.
Okay.
I think it's when your opponent special summons a monster. There's something, but you discard it, reveal a monster in your extra deck. Your opponent banishes all copies of that monster from their extra deck.
Oh.
So it's a very anti-meta card.
Yeah.
It's one of these cards that people are like, guys, let it go. This card's not good. It'll never be good.
Yeah.
Stop. But
When it happens.
every format, someone's like, I found my out to this boss monster.
Yeah.
Like, it's really funny. And I think you'd like it because it is like the anti-meta kind of thing. It's like, okay, I don't play cards in my extra deck that might as well be empty, but I'll put your boss monster in my extra deck. If I activate this, you have no win
I'm just going to
condition.
banish all your boss
Exactly.
monsters. Yeah. I can see that destroying a Blue Eyes.
Yeah, like I actually did play it against Blue Eyes
Yeah.
for a period of time. It never really came out, but it
That's
was
funny.
there.
It was there, yeah.
There's a card called Metal Tronus, which is a quick play spell.
Yeah.
You target a card. They can't respond with monster effects, or at least not that card's effects.
Okay. Yeah.
Then you have to summon from deck or extra deck a card with the same attribute and type
Ooh.
So let's say you had Blue Eyes Synchro Dragon, right?
Yeah.
I have to summon a light dragon.
Yeah.
And I think it has to have the same attack.
I do like cards like that.
Yeah,
I like it when they lean into the unique mechanics of a TCG of that. Yeah.
So I think it has to match 2 of 3 things. So
Yeah.
type, attribute, and attack.
Oh,
so
okay,
the
cool.
play was like you summon the Synchro Dragon, I summon Spheres, the Link monster.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And then it negates both effects.
Nice.
Now, when my Spheres gets tributed, it also gets an effect. So it's kind of cool.
Extra value. But
Exactly.
yeah.
But also, if I special summon the monster that has the same name as the targeted monster, I banish both face down. So then you're playing Synchro Dragon because I'll just banish yours.
Yeah, I'll get rid of you. Yeah.
And also, if I draw this stupid hand trap that banishes all of them, I do have a name to reveal that. Yeah. Not great, but really funny.
Really funny. Yeah. And what are we here for? We're just making jokes, right?
Yeah. So but there is a suite of cards that's like all fair 1-for-1 hand traps.
Yeah.
There's also a new suite of cards called the Dominus cards.
Okay.
You'll like this. They have powerful effects. So one's like Ash Blossom. If your opponent tries to add a card from deck to hand, they're trap cards.
Yeah.
So activate this card from your hand, and you can negate that.
I do want to see more trap card play. So
yes.
right. Yeah.
So you can activate it from your hand.
Yeah.
You can always just set it like normal.
Sure.
But if you did activate this card from your hand, you can no longer activate the effects of dark, water, or fire monsters for the rest of the duel.
That's hot.
Yes. Now there's an inverse of that card.
Yeah.
When your opponent activates an effect to special summon a monster, negate that effect. You can activate this card from your hand, but you can't activate light, earth, or wind cards for the rest of the duel. Right? So
really incentivize you to build that deck the way that fits around it.
So you might have a hand that's the other thing about the Dominus cards is if you have a trap engrave, also destroy that card.
Oh, okay.
Okay, right. So say you're going second. Your hand is Infinite Impermanence, Ash Blossom, and Dominus Purge.
Nightmare for me, but continue.
Sure.
Yeah.
I activate a card that searches.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry. I activate a monster effect that searches for a card. All 3 of those cards in your hand are activatable, right?
Yeah.
So
pick. Yeah.
I could impermanent.
Yeah.
But then you might link it off into something that doesn't search. It does something else.
Sure. Yeah.
So I might actually want to stop the search. So I might go Ash Blossom.
Yeah.
But if I Ash Blossom, my Imperm won't be engraved. So that by the time I use my Purge,
it
won't
get
destroy.
its extra destroy. Yeah.
If I use Purge first, I can't use Ash Blossom because it's a fire.
Because it's off the table.
So
now.
I have to use one of these 2, which is bad value, but I have 3 cards.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So
yeah, I do. Yeah.
You're decreasing
Good
the
odds,
usefulness.
bad value.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So, and then there's other Dominus cards that say, activate this card from your hand, return a monster from the field to the hand.
Yeah.
Can't activate light or dark monsters.
Cool.
Activate this card, negate an effect. Can't activate cards in the hand. So they all very strong effects.
Lots of big trade-offs.
Right? Yeah. And our game is kind of pushing more in that direction, where it's like, you can do these things.
I think that could be a good thing.
It's really cool.
It prevents really strong meta cards from being playable in every deck.
Every single deck.
Yeah.
Now, there is an inverse. Yeah. When a dark deck, like, say, Malice or Mitsurugi, which are, when they're really good, and they get this other card.
Oh, yeah. Now they're just better.
Yeah. I can't use light monster effects. My deck is all 40 dark monsters. It doesn't matter.
I live in the shadow, man.
Exactly,
what do I care? Yeah.
So... and then if I'm a light deck and I'm like, damn, I'd really like to play that card, but if I do, I lock myself out of all the other good cards in my deck.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a balancing issue with the cards, but the concept
is cool.
Yeah.
I'll get behind that.
Yeah, when those cards get resolved against you, you feel so bad.
I believe it.
So bad, dude. But yeah, I guess I had one more question for you.
Yeah.
What is your ideal win condition?
Oh, yes. So this is a real interesting question for me specifically, because I like to build decks the way I do.
Mm-hmm.
I end up with multiple win conditions, as most decks should have.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm just trying to capture the top deck Exodia moment. I think the ideal win condition for me is we've been playing chess and I just finally got a checkmate.
That you flip the board, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that it's okay, We've been saying I've been checking you, you've been checking me. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, wait.
Good luck now, bud.
Checking each other is 1-for-1 hand traps, dude.
It is, yep. And if they were always 1-for-1, I probably wouldn't have a problem with them.
Yeah, okay.
But
I'll give you
they're
some
not.
play sets of the Ghost Sisters, dude. I have extras.
That could be fun.
Yeah. Okay, so you're kind of like setting up for a big play that's like...
Yeah, my ideal win condition is the one that makes me feel like I've just played a game of chess.
Okay.
Where I played the odds and I knew that there were 10 cards in my deck that could get me into this position, and I'm finally in this position, and now if you don't have an out for it, I'm through.
Okay.
That's my ideal shoot through, which often in a Red Eyes deck means I have a big beat stick and you're out of defensive options.
Yes. Okay.
But if I were playing a different kind of deck, it doesn't have to look like that. It just needs to be something that I have been working towards.
Yes. Okay.
Rather than like as much as I say I love the randomness, I don't want to actually just go, oh, there's Exodia. Let's play again.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're more like it's more like the deadening Karibo.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
oh, this is the last card I need to complete this puzzle.
Yeah. Yeah. There are no useless cards in my deck.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. No, I like that. I think like you mentioned chess. That's how I look when I play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Absolutely.
It's
it
like,
should
okay.
be. Good Yu-Gi-Oh games feel like chess.
And I've said this on the show, like a student of the meta game makes you a better player because you know what the interactions are.
Yes.
You know where the best value is for your 1-for-1 hand traps. So when I look at my hand, or especially if I'm watching like my friends play, like my match is over. I was watching my buddy play against Jackson the other day, and I look at his hand and I look at Jackson's hand. I'm like, this checks that.
Yeah.
This checks that. And because he drew this card, he thinks that he's checking him by negating that with Ash Blossom, but he already has that card in hand. So what happened was Jackson summoned a monster that searches.
Yeah.
In every single scenario, when you summon this monster, you're searching for one specific card called Yummy Surprise. Quick play spell that has 3 effects. You can do one of them. You can do each of them per turn, but you can only do each one once.
Gotcha.
And it's the utility card of the deck, right?
Yeah.
If Sam can stop him from getting to that card, he can ensure himself a second turn and possibly win the game. Yeah. But Jackson already has that card in hand. Oh. But he activates the effect anyways. Now, he's not bluffing. He has to have a valid search target, and he does. Yeah. He can just add a field spell. But no one plays a second copy of that quick play spell because you're able to recycle it.
Okay, so there's no point,
So there's only ever one. So
but by searching it, it makes it look like it's not in your hand.
Exactly. Yeah. So by way of activating that, he is bluffing to Sam that I need to add surprise here. Yeah. Because you wouldn't in any other circumstance. And because he knows that Sam has Ash Blossom, because Sam added it back to his hand at one point.
And because you always just assume they have one Ash Blossom.
Yes, fair enough. He's baiting it and saying, Ash me here because it doesn't matter.
Get this. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I watched this whole thing happen. Obviously, I didn't say anything. I was just like,
oh, that'd be funny if you did, though.
No.
Oh, it's all funny. He already has that.
Yeah. I was like, damn. Like, So then, I watched it all play out, and Sam was like, all right, man, you got it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, right? Is like, you can see the line of like, this card checks that card. Yeah. He doesn't have an option here. Like, he's going to get, he has to stop it. Because if he doesn't, he'll lose.
Takes the crazy gamble to be like, I think this is a bluff. You can't do that. Yeah.
And then there are certain cards like...
and that is chess. Putting your opponent in a position where their smartest move benefits you.
Exactly. Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
There are cards like when Malice was a deck. Now it's been banned, actually.
Oh, has it really?
They had trap cards that could activate the turn they were set by banishing a Malice monster. And by banishing a Malice monster, you dodge targeted effects.
Okay.
So I go main phase. I set a card face down. Then I normal summon a Malice monster. And you have an infinite impermanence. Yeah. What do?
I gotta.
You gotta, right?
Yeah.
I could be bluffing.
Yeah.
But if you don't, the result of me resolving my Dormouse, you lose the game anyways.
Yeah.
So you might as well.
Yeah, might as well try.
Sure enough, if it is a Malice card, I just win anyways.
Boom, yeah.
But there's been games where I've normal summoned Dormouse and had a set fucking terraforming.
Yeah.
Like, please. Even the deck I currently play, like, the go-to card to interact with is the first fusion you summon. because that card generates you so much card advantage. If it gets stopped, you end on a way shittier board.
Okay.
But in order to get to that fusion, you have to have at least 2 Draco Tail cards, right? That's the archetype.
Okay.
The first card you usually play is like a Stratos. It searches for another one.
Yeah.
It searches you the one that actually lets you conduct the fusion summon. Now, if I summon that, there is a possibility that if you stop it, I'm not going to have a way to fuse.
Yeah.
And you might win the game by way of that.
Yeah, you might be stuck in your tracks, yeah.
But if you do try to imperm it, I might already have that card that fuses in my hand.
Yeah.
I chain it. I use that as fusion material. I dodge your imperm.
Yeah.
And I get that monster. And now you have no imperm to activate to stop the actual guy you want to. So there's been games where like, I don't have anything else in hand. I summon it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this guy would have to be an idiot to stop this card. Because stopping this card is idiotic. Save whatever you have because I have so many more options in hand.
Yeah.
But I didn't. And the guy's like, oh, fuck, I don't know. Ash Blossom. And you're like, all right, I'll pass. So I do like that kind of variance where it's like, yeah, there are meta lines where it's like, now you probably shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
But it's like, what if I call your bluff?
See, and I do love that. Again, I just want to draw more cards.
Yeah.
Maybe the thing that would change Yu-Gi-Oh for the better for me personally would be 1 search per turn.
Well, that's Droll and Lockbird.
I guess.
And you hate Droll.
I do hate Droll and Lockbird.
Yeah.
But like, if it happened every turn, guaranteed, and you played around that it wasn't a surprise. That you always knew, I'm going to get 1 chance to add a card to my hand, and then I'm going to have to pass.
But
it's totally different.
That's meta knowledge.
It is. Oh, yeah.
If I'm playing a deck that loses to Droll, it is in my best interest to devise a line that plays around Droll to the best of my abilities, right? That might mean supplementing a different engine. That might mean playing a whole different suite of cards.
Yeah.
That might mean setting up an Omni Negate just for the express purposes of stopping Droll so that I can do the rest of my thing.
With specifically combos, searching, and specialing in mind here, the idea of one player playing Droll, and this is why it bothers me so much, is you get Drolled, and I'm like, okay, well, now I do my one thing, figure it out, be done, and then it goes to your turn. I don't have Droll. You spend a half hour doing shit.
Yes.
That's the thing no one likes.
Here's the real problem with Droll. I go first. You don't have Droll.
Yeah.
I spend a half an hour doing shit. Okay, like 10 minutes doing shit.
Oh.
And then
I'm amped up, ready to go.
Yes, I pass to you. I Droll you.
Like, oh.
That's the problem with Droll.
Absolutely.
That's the reason the Malcharmies are cool and balanced cards is because they only work if you go second.
Okay.
You have to have no cards.
Yeah.
There's a limit to how many you can actually draw without having to shuffle some back. And your opponent can just be like, okay, I'm going to stop here.
Yeah, so they fight that bad feeling.
Exactly. Yeah, they could say, okay, well, it sucks knowing that, like, okay, someone could charm you twice. That really sucks. But still, if you're like, instead of giving them 2 draws, I give them 4 draws.
Yeah.
Is my board good enough? No. If I give them 16 draws, my board is probably good enough that I don't care how many cards they drew.
Yeah.
They're going to have to shuffle back, say 5.
Yeah.
I'm fine. That's an option too. Yeah. But the interesting part lies between the two. Yeah. If I get Fuad once, I might stop early.
Yeah.
If I get Fuad twice, I might as well. Because I'm either going to lose anyways by having a shitty board.
Sure.
Or I give you every good card in your deck and I put up a fight.
Yeah. And a try.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's better than Droll being like, oh, I just can't do anything.
Oh, okay.
I have to have a shitty board. I don't have a choice.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying then is that ultimately I want to slow down the game. That's clear. But I want to do it in a way that keeps it quick rather than fast.
I would argue that's hand traps.
Yeah, and I guess that's fair. Yeah. That's most hand traps.
Most hand traps.
Yeah.
Most one-for-one trade hand traps.
Yeah.
But I think like there's parts of my playing, I won't call it a career, but like game, where like I've resented people being so apprehensive about the Switch.
Yeah.
Right? Like you and I have even gotten into it sometimes. Like I remember when you first tried Blue Eyes, it was like you were saying like it's too much, it's too combo heavy.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no combos.
Like, that's not combo heavy.
Yeah.
And I went, it is for me.
Exactly.
I got to lose like 3 cards for this.
Exactly. And that was on me because it was like it's subjective, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I'll never be Daniel, like practicing combos
Right,
on the
right.
table in front of me.
Yes.
I'll always just have my cards memorized
Uh-huh.
and all their effects memorized and be like, okay, I need to search one of these 3 cards, look at the opponent's board. That's the best one right now.
Right.
That's always where I'm going to be at, rather than like, okay, my cycle starts.
Yeah.
Give me 5 minutes.
Yes.
I'll never do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because I played Malice, which was the same as you're describing with Dan.
Yeah.
Whereas like I was studying lines.
Oh yeah.
If this, then branching trees, spreadsheets,
Which
whatever.
is conceptually very cool. Don't get me wrong. I love an Excel spreadsheet like that.
But Dan said
can't
this
do it,
to me.
though.
He's like, dude, we could tell like when you were playing that deck, you were not enjoying yourself. Like you were just playing it because you were winning it. The winning is fun,
of course.
but the losing when you're putting that much effort into something is definitely not.
Yeah. And when your brain's doing that, when you're following the train and stuff, it's exhausting. And then you get negated, which happens.
Yes.
It always happens.
Yes.
And stopping a train going that fast,
yes,
whether you're enjoying yourself or not, your brain's going to derail.
You know, I mentioned the card that says neither player can banish.
Yeah.
So when you're playing Malice, and Malice is touted as the best deck,
Yeah.
everyone's playing 3 of that.
Sure.
So everyone has this silver bullet where it's like, oh, it doesn't actually matter what the fuck I do.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that I remember this 30-step combo. If you draw this card, I lose.
It doesn't matter anyways.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's that aspect of it too. But then I started playing the deck I currently play.
Yeah.
And it's like what you're describing. There's one combo, and it's when you activate this spell, send these 2 monsters because then you can add them back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh.
yeah, combo. But at least when the deck first came out, it's changed a little bit now because new cards have come out. But when the deck first came out, it was like, you draw 5 cards, make something up.
Yeah.
Like the fusions are all a Draco Tail monster and a monster in your hand.
I do love that. This is an old change, I know.
Yeah.
That change in fusions from specific cards to archetype cards. I love those cards. That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool because like it is a lock.
Yeah.
It's not just like this guy and that guy by name.
Yeah.
And it's not just like 2 level 5 monsters.
Yeah.
Like that's a different summoning technique, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're talking about fusions. So it's like a Draco Tail monster and a monster in hand. Now, that specifies one thing. Well, 2. One of those monsters has to be in your hand.
Yeah.
If the Draco Tail monster is the monster in hand, you have to also use another monster in hand.
Oh, sure.
Now, the Draco Tail monster can be on the board. It can be on your deck. It can be in your hand.
Yeah.
But the other monster always has to be in your hand. That makes any degenerate fusion card balanced.
Yeah.
Because say a card like Branded Fusion, you can send these cards from your deck, hand, or field.
Yeah.
Draco Tail has a card that says that. But it says you have to make a Draco Tail monster, which means I always have to use a card in hand.
Yes.
There's no way around that.
There's no free.
No, because the
free
card
rides
I'm
there,
summoning, that is its summoning conditions.
Yeah.
I have to use a card in hand.
Good.
So there's no way to like break the game and use cards that are like too unfair.
Yeah.
Now Draco Tail did have some very powerful spells that have now been
Also,
limited.
the second you say there's no way to break the game, someone will break the game.
Oh, yeah,
But
of course.
It'll be a lot more harder.
But I've said this on the show before, but it's the best fair deck.
Yeah.
The deck doesn't do before the new stuff. The deck didn't do anything that was so broken that you could complain about it genuinely.
Yeah.
It would make a vanilla monster, a guy that like can maybe pop a card, and then 3 trap cards that all do something that's like these were printed on cards 20 years ago.
Fair. Okay.
Negate a spell, banish a monster, bounce a monster.
Yeah, I think.
But it just was consistent.
Yeah, to capture I think the essence of the decks that you're comparing this against.
Yeah.
Is the decks where you can't beat that deck without a specific card.
Yes.
You mentioned the Silver Bullet. Those are the ones that have a problem.
Yes.
If Draco Tail doesn't have that, then it's fine by me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. There's like, sure, they banned some of the cards that are silver bullets for Draco Tail. Like there's Dimensional Barrier, which says like you call a type of extra deck monster or ritual. Your opponent can't summon that this turn.
Oh, yes, I've seen that.
So
before,
you'd go for a set that they can't fuse. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
But they banned that. So there's certain card like non-fusion area, but that card's so bad that people wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you would actually enjoy the gameplay loop of Draco Tail.
Probably.
Because it's
Sounds like it, yeah.
You make fusion monsters that aren't broken. You set traps that are also not broken. And you just give yourself enough to outgrind your opponent because you can keep doing this.
I like options. I like stall. and I like nostalgia.
Yes.
Those are my three things.
Honestly, there's a deck
Yeah.
right now that's based off Mystical Space Typhoon.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So that's the main card in the deck.
Yeah.
And then they've designed this whole archetype of like people who worship the Mystical Space Typhoon.
Oh, that's funny.
And there's like a creature that lives in it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is it a dragon?
It's like a phoenix almost.
Ooh, that's also
Yeah.
very good. Yeah.
And then there's like a water spirit. And it's the combination of the wind spirit and the water spirit that make the mystical
typhoon, of course.
It's really
of course.
cool, dude.
That's almost
I'll
like
show
the
it to
D&D
you.
lore that I wrote
Yeah.
for that one thing that I was talking about.
Yeah. So sick.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll show you that after.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like I prefer a slower control game.
Yeah.
I don't like combo slop.
Yeah.
I think combo slop encourages people to play those big ass fucking nuke floodgates.
Yeah.
Which make it bad for everybody else. What I wish they
Yeah.
would do is just stop making combo slop decks.
Yeah.
And they try, but even when they try, it's the Yu-Gi-Oh community.
I think even beyond that, on a financial idea, you can either tell the company, we're going to release this one card everyone's going to want to buy. Or you can say, we're going to release these 20 cards that everyone's going to buy all 20 of
Yes.
them every time.
Yeah, but you can still do
Yeah.
like Draco Tail again. Like you have to buy all those cards.
Yeah, true. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and people who watch the show are sick of me waxing poetic about Draco Tail because it's like, oh yeah, cool dude,
it's
cool
been
dude,
your
you play
thing
the
for a
best
bit.
deck in the game. That's really sweet, man. Super
Nice.
fair.
Hell yeah, dude.
But anyway, all that to say, like, I'm excited
Yeah.
to put you on some new cards. Obviously, no pressure. But I think there's still like, I was explaining how like me and Riot have been in the lab,
Yeah.
right, with Dark Magician. I want to figure out a way
Yeah.
that we can make a Red Eyes deck win games consistently.
Consistent.
And
That'll be
still,
the tough part. But yeah.
and still give you that feeling of like,
I was almost there. Even if I'm not winning every game,
Yeah, sure.
knowing I had a chance. And yeah.
I just wish Red Eyes had a fusion because it'd be so much easier to do this.
What do you mean? There's Red Eyes Fusion. It's so good.
Oh, the Beast Skull Dragon? That sucks.
No, it's bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's,
we'll
it,
figure it
I
out.
agree. It'd be fun. And I do relish the opportunity to roll up with a hand trap free Red Eyes deck. Well, I say hand trap free. A thematically appropriate, no bullshit, extra cards added Red
Sure.
Eyes deck. And get like at least a couple wins on actual meta decks.
I
That
want to
would
ask
make me
this
very
too.
happy. Yeah.
I bring up the it's called Radiant Typhoon, this
Okay,
new archetype,
yeah.
the MST one. I bring it up because they don't play a lot of hand traps.
Oh sure.
They have this new one that's like fucking broken.
Oh yeah.
It's like if you control a wind monster, if your opponent activates a spell, trap, or monster, summon this, return all cards of the same type they activated to the hand.
Oh
So if they activate a monster effect, you just bounce all monsters.
yeah.
It's
All right,
it's
that's
it's a
pretty
little
big. That's pretty
obnoxious,
big, yeah.
but yeah, whatever. But the
But
rest
it's
of
the
that
winds blowing them away.
exactly,
so it's fine.
dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's thematic.
As long as it feels right.
Exactly. But it's not like the most broken.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's brand new. But mostly what this deck plays is all of the effects of the monsters trigger when you activate a quick play spell.
Oh, okay.
So you're
yeah.
you're playing mostly quick play
Encourage to hit
spells.
your typhoons. Yeah.
Exactly. So you're playing a lot of
Oh,
quick play spells that are
Yeah.
board
Deck
breakers.
will absolutely destroy full metal.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
It destroys a lot of decks,
Yeah.
mine included.
Fair enough.
Because
I guess
you-
the Draco Tails are traps.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it plays a lot of board breakers because
Yeah.
it's playing a lot of quick plays,
Fair enough.
which is another, like, I just wonder if if we built you a deck that was all board breakers.
Oh, I'd be so obnoxious.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I'd
it's
love it,
also
though.
a way to play, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And then
yeah.
you don't have to play hand trap.
It's at least as valid as the current meta.
So, yeah. So one of the most fun I've had playing a deck was Gem Knight. And it was
Oh, I did Gem Knight when I was on the whatever online one that I used.
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
I was like, oh, these are cool fantasy nights. I'll try this. And like, it started off fun for me, but then it fell off because I was like, man, I'm just getting this guy out all the time, and then I just win, and that's stupid.
Yeah. So it was like the deck is like similar. Remember like Tenpai that Dan had?
Yes, yeah.
Where it's like if you got to the battle phase, you just win.
Yep.
So that's what it was. Is like you would play 20 board breakers.
Yeah.
And then they would do whatever. You'd watch them do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You maybe mulch army them, so you draw a bunch more board breakers.
Yeah.
And then you're just bombs.
Yeah.
Just okay. Raigeki.
Yeah.
You're still there.
All right.
Raigeki.
Yeah.
Are we good? Okay,
All right,
Feather
yeah.
Storm. Okay, Feather Duster. Okay, Forbidden Droplet.
Yeah.
Okay, now I activate one fusion card and you have nothing left, and
Bang. Yeah.
and then I just summon a big bunch of dweebs,
Yeah.
and they just kill you.
Bunch of Knights of the Round Table and
Exactly.
their matching bracelets. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, maybe, but the fun about it was not just like, haha, slap card down, you're dead. It was like, okay, I have these, 6, 7 cards in my hand.
Yeah.
I see your board. I know what those cards do. How do I solve this puzzle?
Yeah.
I start with this card. I know you have to respond with that card. So you negate my Raigeki. But now that card's spent, what do I have left that I can still activate? How many waves of this assault can you handle before you crack, and now I have my way in?
It reminds me, interestingly, of a Nintendo DS game I replayed recently.
Okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Spirit Caller.
Okay, yeah, I've never heard of this
It's not a great game. It's okay. When I tried playing it when I was much younger, when I first got it, and I didn't get very far into the story because at a certain point you have to be at a certain place at a certain point of day to progress the story. So I just straight up missed it as a kid and didn't know what I was doing and didn't play often enough. But to that point, in that game, you can go to like the classroom because it's the duel academy.
And it's like
and there are puzzles where you go in and you're like, here's the enemy's board.
Yes.
We're giving you this hand.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah, get the enemy
That was
to
the whole
900
game
life.
for me.
Yeah.
I just ran that whole thing, and when I ran out of them, I did more story stuff to unlock more, and then I went back there and did those.
That's what playing a board breaker deck feels like.
Okay.
Because it's like, I'll activate these 2 cards in sequence.
Yeah.
And then I know you have to respond with that monster and that monster.
Yeah.
That's when I chain Forbidden Droplet. I send those 2 cards I just activated to the grave. I negate those 2 monsters.
Boom.
Which means both of those 2 first things resolve.
Yeah.
Okay. The smoke clears. I still have 2 cards left in hand. And they're...
Is it enough?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
One of them is my full combo.
Yep.
That's going last.
Yeah.
I have one more card. I just have to get rid of the Ash Blossom in your hand.
Yeah.
Activate this card. Do you bite? If you bite, bang,
Perfect.
full combo.
If you don't, then whatever this card was, I get that at least.
Exactly.
And I can run with it.
Yes, that might get me another board.
Maybe
breaker.
I won't get my full combo, but I'll get something.
Yes, exactly. And so that was the aim of the deck, was just like,
Yeah.
break the board and then just build a big guy who attacks twice. It's like, ha.
Knights.
Yes,
Not
exactly.
Gem Knights anymore, but the vibe's still in my
Yeah.
brain.
But yeah, I think you would enjoy something like that, because then it's even, there's a certain point where like you don't have to be a student of the metagame.
Yeah.
You just got to be like, okay, man, what does this guy do? Okay, targets.
All right,
Okay,
cool.
cool.
And this one? Yeah.
And you set which cards? Okay, cool.
Boom.
yeah. I don't know. We'll give you one of those, maybe, and see if you like
That'd be
it.
funny. Okay, but can I put red eyes in it?
Yes.
Oh
yes,
shit.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
We'll find a way.
Yeah.
There's got to be some sort of Primite build that we can
I
fucking
think so.
set you up
Primite
with.
just leans so heavily into it. I've also I've now gotten to the point with Full Metal, despite not having that nostalgia bite for me, it's cool enough that I do love the Max Metal Morph Trap and the Full Metal.
So good, dude.
Oh,
it's so good.
great. Yeah.
We could definitely build you a Primite Full Metal deck.
Probably,
with all board breakers.
Yeah, which, to be fair, my Full Metal deck in its current form, I don't think you've played against.
No, I haven't.
So one of these days I'll come by and, for all you know, I've already done it. But
Oh fuck! I just get blown the fuck up.
Full Kaiba episode 1, just
no. Okay, well, this has been fun, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Good questions.
Yeah. You know the vibes, man. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Check out Matt's ES. Check out the matches coming out, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.